Hey, everybody, it's me. It's RDV here with Zach, or 10 points for Hugglepuffs. That's right, we have a cool new feature. We can show you whatever the hell we want underneath our names now.
It's like thought bubbles.
Pop-up video. You're going to have a new one. Pop up every...
Pop-up video. I remember pop-up video. Those were cool, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was before Amazon. You could just... Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
All the cool information was always in like the music videos. Now Prime is like you put on things like you can, I guess you can put it on or it pops up.
I remember they used to do that for episodes of the Brady Bunch. They did like little pop-up things like with random trivia facts.
Yep.
Marsha Brady is actually younger than Jan Brady. Not really,
yep.
But...
So hello to Jay Lucian and hello to Marania Valkonen and Zach.
That's right. I was third. That's why if anyone can guess the correlation between I don't know and third, you win a no prize. And hi, Jim Sorensen.
Hey, Jim. Great to see you here, man.
What's up?
So if you guys or anybody else is watching who hasn't already subscribed, please do so. We love having you guys here interacting with you. Also, if you like this video, hit like. If you don't, hit dislike. Either way, we get an interaction. It counts as somebody actually engaged with this channel. You know, isn't that crazy? So your dislikes mean nothing. It just helps us grow this.
It just helps us anyway. Oh, Breen's here. We gotta go. Marania wins the no prize. Third base.
Hola, El Brino. Eric Brino.
I figured Marania would be the one to get it.
Or is that Eric Breen Chavez?
Can we just
like... You can in the chat and in the comments after the stream.
Yeah, just comment how much you dislike me. That's fine. Right, sure.
So. All right.
To my therapy list this week.
You have therapy?
No, of course not. No, that was a joke.
And if your life's that rough, man, therapy. I'm sorry for you.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just more sorry for the therapist that has to listen to your bullshit. Okay.
I'd be like, you should be paying me for the entertainment of
literally
listening to my life.
Can you imagine being the life of a therapist? You can't tell anybody, oh my gosh, this guy just told me he just shit in his pants. It's like, I would be the worst therapist. I'd be like telling everybody at the back of the coffee theater.
I think you can talk to people as long as you don't use their names.
Of course they know.
I had this guy who's scared of clowns. Like, I don't know. I'm not a therapist.
Clowns are a real thing. They are a threat.
They are. Are they though? We haven't seen them on the side of the road in like 12 years. Remember that fad where like the creepy Pennywise clowns were chasing cars on the side of the road?
You're not going to see them on the side of the road. You're gonna see them as they drag into the cornfield.
Joke's on you. We don't have cornfields in Louisiana. Safe. And I will remember that, Marania. Next time I get on Jeopardy, I will not use my phone. Forgive me for trying to play a game while streaming at the same time.
All right, so getting murdered by a monster and up here where I am, where those cornfields, or being abducted by the guys from Deliverance.
Oh, I don't like either of those. Can
I have a third option? Boy, squeal.
I want a third option. Please.
Third option, I don't know. You just
I mean, I'll take death by anaconda over those two.
They have con plantations.
I don't think they're called plantations anymore.
No, they're
farms.
They're called cotton factories.
Yeah.
Updated terms for slave wages.
They still have, you can actually, if you drive the right roads, they still have like these old rundown, like the quarters and the houses that they used to like shelter slaves in. They just never got torn. They're supposed to be like historical landmarks. I'm like,
that's the thing too. I mean, I understand bad things happen in there. I mean, bad things happen in the White House. We're not burning that down. Yeah, but I mean, they tried to during the Civil War.
They did. That's a true story.
Yeah. I love historical landmarks and stuff. I love really old buildings. Like they have Jesse James building still in Missouri.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
his
that's
house.
cool.
And they have the blood stain on the floor where you shot, where the blood dripped off, and then you can see everything where he was hanging everything. That's all authentic. They moved, this. I don't know why they moved it from where it originally was. Maybe because they wanted to build a house there or something else. So they moved his house closer to another city instead of being out where it was. But anyway, we're way off track here. Let's talk about some comic books tonight.
You want to talk about history? No, of course not. You're not here to listen to history. You're here to listen to comic talk.
No, you're listening here to her story.
Oh God, that wordplay.
All right,
I'm gonna need something a little stronger in this coffee.
What building? No, I was talking about Jesse James' house. Jesse James, the notorious outlaw, where he was
Western outlaw,
where he lived with his wife and his kids, and he is shot by his new gang. It's somewhere in Missouri. Ask Graphic Man. He lives in that state. He might know exactly where, or you can Google it too.
I'm about to say Google will tell you just about anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'll just say real quickly about Jesse James. Horrible guy. Murdered people. Rob banks. He wasn't no Robin Hood. No.
I will be right back.
But he basically got shot in the back of the head. He was hanging up. The government paid, basically hired these two guys, these two brothers, the Ford brothers, not no relation to the car, to basically take him out because they got word that he was in town. He was laying low, but he returned to life of crime. He would have survived, but he wanted to rob another bank. Hired these two brothers. The two brothers betrayed him, shot him in the back as he was literally got up on a chair, hanging up a sign on his wall. Yeah, Robert Ford. Yep. So interesting thing though about that, I'll say about this, with Jesse James, he recently popped up in Purgatory Must Die. Purgatory revealed that that everybody thinks that Jesse James died, but he didn't. He had basically learned a spell to make somebody look like him, and then that person got shot and killed. So I don't know. Like I said, it was like Jesse James is one of the most interesting characters when it comes to outlaws, because when you think about Billy Kid, that was glorified by Emilio Estevez and stuff, Young Guns, but Jesse James became popular again because his long and stupid descendant, the one that works on, or when it was on Discovery Channel, but anyway, so all right, so since Zach is not here, I want to go with my number one, and I gotta say, it almost pains me, and the fact that Breen's here, I know I'm gonna get chastised by Breen for picking this book for my number 5. This is a book that literally I did not expect to even want to read until I saw the creative team on it, and I gotta say, I normally would not pick this book by any means because of who's been writing the character, trashing the character, and that book is Amazing Spider-Man, number 19. Joe Kelly is writing on this, and there's also, along with Terry Dodson, doing the art and the interior, and his wife is doing the inking. It's literally Dark Web's over. I know you're getting it too. I'm thinking. I was like, am I going crazy here? And it looks like he's only on for 2 issues. I'm not sure if he's on. I didn't look any more past that, but it's basically Black Cat and Peter Parker, basically are on a date. Now, this has happened before. We've seen this before a couple times in comic books. More recently, within the past 20 years. So I think it might have been right around. No, I think actually no. Was this after Brand New Day? They had a date thing. I can't remember because I know it probably had been before Mary Jane got married. That's probably the last time. Maybe I'm thinking it wrong, but man, this, like I said, I am a huge Spider-Man fan, so I'm shooting myself in the foot. I literally will take great artist Terry Dodson, and his wife, a great inker, and a better writer Joe Kelly than Zeb Wells, Kelly Thompson, Dan freaking Slott, or Slob, what do you want to call him? Or Slottle Octavius, as I love comics. Engeltein likes to call him. Dude, I'll even take Nick Spencer over all of them, even But this really, dude, Joe Kelly. It just flabbergasted me. It's like I never thought I would pick up another Amazing Spider-Man book. I have been boycotting this book ever since Nick Spencer was kicked off the book, so they could do their stupid, shitty story with the Beyond, and then it just. I know I'm probably being suckered into this. It's for $4, and my luck, it's going to be ending up being a horrible comic book, or it's going to be very mid, as we like to say. Yeah.
What is it with you and the word mid all of a sudden? That's like your new word of the day. It's every day, though.
Zach, I'm ashamed that you just don't pay attention to me.
I pay a lot of attention. I'm sorry. I had to step away for a few minutes. I had a phone call from a very unexpected person to make sure nobody was dying. So I do pay attention, though. You say mid a lot.
Well, if they were dying, they're going to die before you get there anyway. So that's how it goes.
Wow.
Hate to be dark.
Wow.
But, it's called keeping it real. And as Eric Breen says, if you knew, you would know, but you don't.
If I knew, I would know. If I was cool, I would know. Yeah,
that too.
Or if I knew, I would be cool.
I don't know. Like I said, Marty's using the word mid now too. Mid is just meh. That's all it is. If you didn't know what mid means. So like I said, I really hope this book turns out to be better than what I'm thinking it's going to be. I'm kind of dreading buying it, but I know I'm getting a decent art. I'm getting a decent writer. I just hope that it's not tainted by anything else that's going on. Of course, because these books are connected to the shitty storylines beforehand, it's going to have mention of that stuff. And that's, as much as I love Jed McKay, I had to stop buying the new issues of Black Cat and Mary Jane, because they just kept writing MJ as a bitch. I'm not a huge Black Cat fan. I was always chose MJ, but in order to make Black Cat look good, they had the rude MJ. Now I don't know if there's a conspiracy to get rid of Mary Jane, so they can. But my thing is that we all know they're gonna go on a date and they get interrupted. So the date's not even gonna. They're not even gonna have a date, and I guarantee you they're not gonna date at all. They're just gonna end up becoming friends because that's the way the Marvel does this. Divert your expectation. But yeah. Now, of course, they have this one. I know you're gonna get this cover if you get it. The 1 in 100.
Which one? No, God, no. No. That is a ridiculous. That is that is heinous.
Donald Duck as the thing.
Classic. Nope.
Donald Duck as the thing. I love it. Goofy as the Human Torch. I would actually read this. I'm sorry. I would read this.
No, I'm not going to read a bastardized Disney version of a classic Fantastic Four story. Sorry.
Well, no. You see, now that's your black pill side showing. If it wasn't a bastardized version of the Fantastic Four, if it actually was an actual good attempt, you still wouldn't read it because
if it was a good attempt. The black and white has. I read manga. Manga is all black and white. The black and white has nothing to do with it. What it is Disney sticking their Mickey Mouse ears on every property that they own is what it is. No, that's not the cover I'm going for. See if you can guess again.
You want this one right here.
That's the one, baby. That's the one. Look, it just looks like one of those old school comic covers. It's really awesome.
Yeah. And that's all you need. Literally, if they kept doing these covers, that's what I do as a main cover.
Shoot, I would buy them for the covers. Absolutely.
Exactly. Man. And look at the writing too. Why Spider-Sense going bananas? That's old school Peter Parker like lingo.
I know, right? That's just like half of his face is. Yeah, I dig it. That's awesome.
So here's the colored version of that other one. I literally would just buy this for the cover. But why is Fantastic Four cover on a Spider-Man book? That's what I don't get. Why isn't they have? Why don't they have? If you're gonna do
That's
Disney,
a good point.
You're Mickey Mouse.
What would you do? Like Mickey Mouse in the Spider-Man costume, doing like the Amazing Fantasy pose?
Why not? Oh my gosh, who would Uncle Ben be then?
That cow. What's that cow's name that never appears anywhere anymore? There was like an old cow. Was it Horace? Howard? Something. There was some cow.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! You could have Huey, Dewey, and Louie. One of them be like Spider-Man, and you have Uncle Donald as Uncle Ben. Oh, what? I mean, I take the cover. But it should not be on the Spider-Man book. Do it on FF.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, this is a cool poster, I guess. This looks like a video game art. But
yeah, I don't know. That looks busy. I don't know. That's too busy for me.
Marnie says that Goofy is my favorite Disney character. Donald Duck is appropriate for the thing because Donald is grumpy because they had to pair Mickey and Minnie because Reed and Sue. But to be fair, though, I guess you're Undead Quinn is saying that Marvel has a nasty habit of letdowns. DC does too. Image as well. I think Marvel and DC are more woke than most of their other competitors because they're bigger. They have the more outreach, the more influence over, man, like I said, I don't know. It's even like I said, but Dynamite is starting getting that way because when you see writers cross over. But I'd say like companies that they buy from it'd be Scout Comics, Ablaze maybe, and Dark Horse has some non-woke stuff. They're not really tainted yet because they're kind of smaller publishers. Dark Horse isn't really a small publisher, but they're kind of the background publisher that like, oh, a book comes out by this. It's a Dark Horse. Oh, then no idea. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Ronald? Donald Duck always out there, Porky Piggin.
Porky Piggin.
All right. I know, right? There you go. Look at this, the no prize cover.
That's right. Coming to you, Maranya. Coming just to you. The no prize for getting the whole third base joke.
Congratulations. I know you just met her last week, but still, third base.
Oh, no. That actually ended 5 days later. So.
Oh, no.
I can't make them last 9 years. Can't make them last a week. That's a cool cover, though. I do like that Planet of the Apes one.
Yeah.
You damn dirty apes.
So are they going to have like a story, a crossover event with Planet of the Apes versus the Marvel Universe?
What is it? Did Disney... I mean, I guess 20th Century Fox had Planet of the Apes, and now it's like they're finally able to use them, maybe? I don't know.
Well, Planet of the Apes is going to be its own book, apparently, from Marvel. They're going to do one. It's going to tie in with the movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
God, we just had a really awesome Matt Reed. That's a cool cover. Is that Greg Horn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Greg Horn.
No, this is Pablo Villalobos.
Oh, the face looked like Greg Horn.
Yeah, when it is the
It was like some weird mix between Greg Horn and Adam Hughes.
So here's the Dodson cover, the 1 in 25. This is the one I'm picking up. It goes back to remember when Spider-Man back in the early 2000s when the covers were like this and you actually had good storylines.
Yeah, that reminds me too much though. Well, you say good storylines. That reminds me of that Kevin Smith story, which was the last time the Dodsons drew a Spider-Man book. The evil that men do.
What was that? What year was that? Because I don't remember.
That was back in 2002, I think. I think Spider-Man the movie had just come out because the first issue was on the DVD.
All right. And
so I think that might be the first time they hinted that Felicia was bi. That's right, folks. That was back in 2002.
So this is before Civil War.
Way before Civil War.
Yeah,
way before then.
That's why it's better.
Yeah, and like Felicia is like her backstory got retconned. I think she'd been like raped or something. Daredevil got involved. I think Nightcrawler got involved too at the end of that story.
I remember. I remember Felicia slept with Daredevil too. Remember?
Well, she slept with a girl because there was like a girl at the beginning of the story that went missing. Like her body was found in a dumpster. Yeah. So I don't remember the whole story. I remember Kevin Smith wrote it and the Dodsons drew it.
It's weird that Greg Rucka didn't write it.
Very weird. I mean,
all right. So let's go to your number 5 and on this for comments.
Yeah, I was about to say, you've been on that for a while. And folks, can I just be real? I'm still flabbergasted. This is the night for flabbergasting. Before we even go on stage, before we even go live, Vinkman's like, hey, my number 5 is this Spider-Man book. And I was like, you son of a gun. That was my number 5. It's not anymore. I changed it up. But because this is Joe Kelly and the Dodsons, so I am actually going to try this one out. No, my number 5, I'm actually going to bring up a book. I don't know if it's on your list, Vinkman. I almost forgot about it because I was thinking about the other title. I'm going to go with Unbreakable Red Sonja. I think it's Unbreakable. It's not Immortal. Immortal was the King Arthur one. I think Unbreakable is the one where she has like the mini-me.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the one.
Immortal is the one that just ended last week. By Dan Abnett. This is Jim Zub. Not to be confused with the crappy Zub Wells.
That's right. If it was Zeb Wells, I would not be reading it. No.
What was the other one? An Invincible Red Sonja was the other one by Amanda Connor.
Wasn't there Red Samurai or Red Samurai Sonja?
It lasted like maybe 2 issues, I think.
Really? Only 2 issues? Wow.
Hell, Sonja is still going on though from that universe.
Yeah.
Sonja Versal, that's still going on. Surprisingly.
Really? Interesting.
But that Samurai Red Sonja was covered or was canceled. But that is an ass cover.
That is an ass cover, in a good way, not a bad way.
Not the one that Eric and Boyd likes though.
not the one that me and Trusty and Eric and Boyd would be bidding over. Not that ass. No, so this is so like Vinkman was saying, this is Jim Zub. So this is a completely different Red Sonja story than the one that he talked about last week with Dan Jurgens. This one does not take place in King Arthur times. She's in her like home country. She's in like her normal setting, but now her mini-me, like her younger self, has shown up. So there's a time travel element involved.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
When did Dan Jurgens start writing Red Sonja?
With Immortal, huh? With the King Arthur one? What are you talking about?
It's Dan Abnett.
Oh, Abnett.
You're saying Jurgens. If Jurgens was buying Red Sonja, I'd be more excited because he actually knows how to write books. I mean, I love Dan Abnett, but I mean, Jurgens, I don't think he's ever written Red Sonja.
Yeah, that's just that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just thinking there's 2 Dans. There's too many people with the same first name in comics. I got Tim Seeley and Tim Sheridan mixed up the other day. They're both terrible Tims who write comics. We know there's 2 terrible Toms.
I would trust. Sheridan did the Teen Titans, right? Academy?
Yeah, Sheridan did Teen Titans Academy.
Okay, I'm like, how do I know that name? Oh, the Academy guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I would choose him over Tim Seeley.
But yeah, no, this has been a fun book. And guys, I'm sorry. My dad is calling me now. I don't know what this is about. This is a really fun book. I highly recommend y'all pick this up. The art, the interior is better than Immortal Red Sonja has been. And the writing's not bad. Jim Zub does a decent job with the writing.
Why isn't Dan Panajan doing the interior art? That's all.
Yeah, that is a pretty cover for sure.
This is what I want from Red Sonja. Make her actually look good in the interior.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't do. Oh, I think he does interiors, but I'll take over here if you want to go.
All right, yeah, give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry, guys.
Zach's a busy guy. He works in Hollywood. It's his agent calling him. He's like saying his dad. Oh yeah, that we talking about the Perillo cover. Where did the limited. There's the tint, and then here's the Virgin. Yeah, that's the one thing I was surprised for a main cover. It's like they're going with the Perillo, showing off some ass on here. I was like, really? Because normally they don't do that. The Perillo shows like the front part. If they do anything for like the Vampirella books. How dare you not at least have who's a chair to talk to? Why would you want a chair to talk to? It'd be more entertaining. That's why he doesn't do it. When everyone's a lesbian, there is no one left, or then no one's a lesbian. Confucius. Is that real? Did you make that up? Yeah, Black Tape. Yeah, that's the one he's working on right now. I love his art, dude. I just wish that he would do more books. As far as for Dynamite, maybe his page rate is too much, so just covers. I look at Dan Mora, man. I love his art too. But chair is a treasured, introspective display of who the man really is. You can learn so much, man, from his chair. You can, truly. Yeah, mine's so worn out. I love this chair. It's just like me. It's worn out. It's falling apart. But it still works better than Eric Brand's computer. All right, so yeah, he's doing writing, but isn't he also Dan doing the interior art too on Black Tape? Or am I mistaken? I thought he was doing it, but he's got to have some credits for interior art though. I'll have to look up later. But all right, so that was his number 5. I'm gonna go to my number 4. My number 4 is another book. There's so many good books coming out this week. Trying to narrow them down to like just 5 is kind of hard for me. But and then ordering them too. That's the other thing. Like which one I really want to read more. And it may change by except on Thursday. So my number 4 is a book that I know Eric Breen is getting this week. If he's not, we can't be friends anymore. Joe Fixit number 2. I just love this cover here. It's not what I meant when I said hit me. Casino jokes. Spider-Man. Oh man. So Peter David is writing this. Yildir Ray Sinar. I know I'm butchering that name. Has been doing fantastic art for this. Here's the other cover right here. I mean, dude, it's just back. If you like Peter Parker being written as Peter Parker before all this One More Day bullshit and everything else, this is Peter Parker when he was married to MJ. This is like probably like 80s version of Peter Parker. 80s, early 80s. I forget when they got married, what year it was, but man, it's just fun writing. Peter David is an awesome writer. Now, I didn't care for it as much as a new Fantastic Four book that he came out about a couple months back last year, and it was okay. This writing Joe Fixit and having Spider-Man in there, you also having the Kingpin, it is just like, I feel like a kid again, Well, not really. I was 18 when I started reading this, but I mean, I feel like I'm back, I'm just picking up my first Spider-Man book, reading through it, the quips, the jokes, the Stan Lee writing stuff. Peter David knows how to capture the humor, but also do an emotional, also a serious storyline. There's no modernized telling. It's just Peter David as he's always done. You can tell he's a fan of the character. He's, he knows what the fans want. It's just, man, it just sucks that they don't want to have this version of Peter Parker as an ongoing thing. I'm shocked that they're even allowing them to do this. Like, why doing throwbacks when Peter Parker was married? I thought they wanted to ignore all that and say no more because that was the editorial. I mean, obviously that's what Dan slotted in his Twitter. He said editorial does not want Peter Parker and Mary Jane ever married. If anything, because it's so easy for them to basically, for the bad writers, to write a story without him being hitched to somebody, But I don't know. And dude, it definitely is nostalgia on Dead Quinn. it is nostalgia. But not only that, the writing speaks for itself. Because you only bake in nostalgia so much. You can have somebody else coming in and writing this. You can have Todd McFarlane returning, doing his Spider-Man stuff. And it was the serious Spider-Man, which I didn't care for. It wasn't the quips or jokes like this. That's the other thing too. Either people go too serious with Spider-Man, too much drama, and there's no jokes, or they go too jokey and it's just comes off as so hokey, and there's no seriousness to it. There's no consequences. Like, so when you get someone like Peter David who could hone in on that and it's special and just make a book normally, which would be if it would have been like anybody else, would be either super woke or just super just serious. Like, go read his Incredible Hulk run. I've been reading more of that since we did our retrospective here on this channel about a few last year with Brain stuff about Incredible Hulk. The Peter David run, it is phenomenal. It can go from from it's basically a roller coaster. You go from laughing, and then you immediately get it's emotional roller coaster. It's like sad, happy. The guy knows how to keep you on the edge of your seat and make you wanting to come back for more, because unlike most writers, he actually is a writer. He understands his fans, and that's why I'm glad that you guys are able to watch this. I encourage you guys. If you're not reading Joe Fixit, I know a lot of you guys are not are anti-Marvel or done with Marvel. Screw Marvel, the big two. Check out Joe Fixit, and then go back and read some of their old Incredible Hulks with Joe Fixit in it. You won't be disappointed. And hello to Zach. Welcome back.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what is going on at my parents' house. It's like it's not. What's going on?
So this is what I tell you. Right, this is my advice right now. Turn your phone on silent. Turn it upside down so you don't see anything.
No, that's the thing. Because if it's my dad, okay, so there's nothing. Nobody's in danger. Nobody's dying. But my dad is on medic. He's up there. He's around Breen's age. He's older than Breen, maybe a little bit.
My parents are six. My mom, who's still alive.
Anytime,
it's turning 68.
I've got family that are older. I've got, just all kinds of stuff. You never know what's going to happen. So I want to be on. I want to be there just in case something's going on. But
Austin, I'm glad you're going back and read the old Joe Fixit. But I do encourage you, if you do get a chance, and when these go drop down for a smaller price, maybe dollar bins, or whatever, pick up Joe Fixit. You won't be disappointed. These are fun books. They're the same humor, same same kind of quality of writing as Peter David did back in the 80s. So, all right, this isn't your number 4, is it?
No, that is not even on my list.
Wow, you heathen!
I know.
You're so not cool.
I know. I'm not. Well, Breen established that, right?
Right.
I was cool. I would know. Was that your number 4?
Yeah.
All right. So, see, I made it just in time for my number 4. Everybody wins. Except y'all, because you have to hear me. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, my number longer. That's why, because you.
Oh, that's true. They did have to hear you more because I was absent. Sorry, guys. I'm double sorry, guys. No, my number 4. I am bringing back a comic that I just started reading on the last issue. We're gonna go back to Monkey Prince, issue number 11. This was I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it. It's more of a family-friendly kind of all-ages book. It's very brightly colored. The art style is very kid-friendly. But it was a really enjoyable book. Monkey Prince is kind of like this Spider-Man analog. He's got these supporting characters. He's got an aunt and an uncle that he's got. He's got a crazy grandfather scientist who may or may not be a good guy. It's really, really good. I enjoyed issue number 10 a lot. And I'm looking forward to issue number 11. Now, it is a Lazarus Planet tie-in. So was issue number 10. I don't know if you had to read Lazarus Planet to I think all the important bits were still in the Monkey Prince book itself. So it's not like you had to read Lazarus Planet to get Monkey Prince.
No, it does help, but I'm sure they gave you a preview, a summarization, what's going on in the story. Most comic books do that. I know Spider-Man did that for me a long time.
Yeah, there'd be a little bit volcanoes are erupting with Lazarus resin or whatever. They'll give you the little thing at the beginning. But
It's
Gene Lin Yang did a really good job writing the last issue, and I have no reason to see that he would screw up on this one.
so I gotta ask.
Really
This
good.
looks like Ice Cream Man art.
That is a traditional Chinese festive mask.
I know, but I'm saying it looks like Ice Cream Man art though. The way it's all drawn, the bright colors,
Who
stylized.
is that? That is
There's
Anad. Oh God, I can't even pronounce that last name. I apologize. Radhakrishnan. God, that's a name.
They call him Anad RK. It's up here, the abbreviation.
Yeah, that works. I guess I can kind of see what you're saying, like with the colors or the tone.
Yeah, so my
my
only concern when I see this is like we're so used to the crappy Marvel voices where we see it's all black people. This is all Chinese people writing this. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear it's.
But it's actually
like,
good though, and it's not pandering. It's not like Monkey Prince going around all these white people breaking the world down or whatever. No, this is actually really look. DC has 2 books out right now. One is Monkey Prince. One is Blue Beetle. Both done almost entirely by their respective cultures that they derive from. Blue Beetle is almost entirely Hispanic. Monkey Prince almost entirely Asian creators. This is the better book by far. The art, there's not really any pandering with Blue Beetle either, but the artwork is just really, really not my cup of tea. This is just, it's been a fun story. And you know, especially if you've got kids, you want to get kids into reading comics with you. I think that this is one of the better titles that you could start with. So yeah, Monkey Prince, this is issue number 11. Unfortunately, I think it's only got 12 issues. I think it's going to be ending with issue. Yeah, DC's Monkey Prince will only run for 12 issues. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, that just means that we can go back, get the back issues. God only knows. It's a matter of time until James Gunn announces a Monkey Prince show or movie or whatever.
You know,
so get them while you can.
It's funny that you mentioned that, like a movie, because there actually is a movie called Monkey Prince. And I believe Jackie Chan or was in it too.
That's Forbidden Kingdom, but Jet Li's character was the Monkey Prince.
Yeah,
that was an amazing movie.
The fact that you know the title, I give you props because
the Forbidden Kingdom was one of my favorite. That is still one of my favorite kung fu movies, if you can call it a kung fu movie. I guess you can. Yeah, that's a great movie. Jackie Chan and Jet Li. And that kid from Sky High, the white kid from Sky High.
The white kid.
That was the weirdest casting choice. Yeah, such a good movie.
No, because I only know because I saw someone else watching it. I didn't know what the title was, but I was like, Jackie Chan as a monkey? What the heck?
Was it Jackie Chan? I thought it was Jet Li.
Or it was Jet Li. I don't know.
I think Jet Li was the Monkey King. Jackie Chan was the drunk kung fu guy.
So all I'm gonna know right now is that there's several versions of the movie. It's been done many times before, different versions of the Monkey King or Monkey Prince, whatever. So
well, the Monkey Prince, and I assume the Monkey King, it is like Chinese mythology, much like Thor. Marvel Thor is derivative of Norse mythology. I believe Monkey Prince is derivative.
I wouldn't be shocked if that's where they got Dragon Ball from. Saiyans, they're monkeys.
Well, Dragon Ball is Japanese. I don't think the Japanese like getting confused with the Chinese too much.
You know how people mingle, melting pots, go different things.
So absolutely, yeah. But Monkey Prince number 11, check it out, guys. It's a ton of fun.
And it's just part 3 of 4.
Part 3 of 4 of the final story.
All right.
The next issue will be the last one of the series, unfortunately.
Finally made a monkey out of you. Dr. Seuss. Sorry. I was thinking of Planet of the Apes whenever freaking monkeys. All right. My number 3 is a book that I thought it would only be 4 issues, but it just keeps going on. Ongoing. It is Batman and the Deadly Joker, the Deadly Duo. Mark Silvestri doing basically the writing, the cover art, variant covers, and the art insert. So it's just like doing everything, except for the Andrifo. Andrif Paranto is doing a cover too as well, but he's also doing he's a colorist though. So if Mark Silvestri had time, he'd probably do their own coloring too. literally. Like he's like, I'm surprised he's not doing lettering, you know. But
why not? Just the entire book, just Mark Silvestri.
So this story has just been unexpectedly just great, and Silvestri's art on Batman. You can see right here the lines, how he draws everything, the cityscape background. Look at we got Batman tucked right here too. It has just been a fun ride. I'm looking forward to this. Please, God, let it just keep going on forever. Let this be the new ongoing Batman. We'll cancel whatever Zdarsky's doing, whatever. We'll just make this the new Batman.
Whoa, whoa.
I want. I'm sorry, Zdarsky can go suck an egg. When he his last one after he did Failsafe was great, and then whatever he's doing now just feels like a ripoff of Grant Morrison.
All it takes is one mid storyline for you to turn on Zdarsky.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Go ask your twin Skip it.
I am Zach. I am that twin, the twin Zach.
No, Skibitosh feels the same way. He kind of let down. That's why he's like, you know what? I still get Ram V, and I agree. Ram V is still kicking ass on there. But I just love the way they draw. He draws basically Batman on here.
I do like his design. I do like the black utility belt. Yeah. I do like the bat symbol. I'm just so sick of the Joker. Like, replace him with anyone. Scarecrow. Anyone.
I understand that, but read this book. This is not your typical Joker.
I understand.
This isn't your Tinian Joker. This is Joker Warhols you've seen in the past 20 years.
Where's the Get mask? At least then I wouldn't have to see his face. Put the Get mask.
It's right there in the back.
Oh, is it really? Oh.
Yeah. So
I've got the miniaturized screen.
So here's some of the other covers here too.
That's not bad. Okay. That's perspective looks a little off. Like, where are his legs? I feel like we should be seeing his legs.
We can't because we're behind her boobs.
I like that one actually. I like that one. That's really cool.
That is
with all the Haas and everything.
David Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Who did here's his Catwoman cover.
Did he do? Oh, you got the web server or unknown thingamabob. Is that it right there?
There it goes. Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
Jay Lucian, good luck with that. You'll be the only one to read
it. Stop it. Every time, Jay. You and Breen, every time. Say, oh yeah. Taylor's coming to the Flash. I rebuke you.
So, all right. So
I like that's probably my favorite one, actually.
The Batman who laughs. The way his way is it's drawn here, it kind of looks like a Kelly Jones, but they need to have longer ears.
Kelly Jones would have longer ears. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, this has been a fun story. It's as it says, this is chapter 4, Training Day. Batman and the Joker's ability to function as a team is put to the biggest test yet, as they are dropped out of the sky into a moving train. Will their lines hold together, even if the speeding locomotive does not? Meanwhile, the Dark Knight has enlisted the help of Nightwing and Catwoman to help with his investigation. But with more pieces of Gordon being shipped to the DCP headquarters. Pieces of Gordon, bro. They found his ear or finger, or his finger or his ear in one of the previous issues.
Ooh.
I think it was his finger. And by the time they find, it says here, so by the time they find any clues, will there ever be enough of the commissioner to left to save? Harley Quinn's in this, but Harley Quinn's being held hostage. The Joker is being someone basically that the Joker wronged is going after the Joker. Not only that, and Joker is basically upset because it's gimmick infringement. He wants. He's like, I'm the only Joker. There should not be a bunch. So he's reluctantly working with Batman, and Batman doesn't trust him, but he's forced to work with the guy. And how far can you trust somebody that you shouldn't trust? And just trying to get the bottom of this. It is a grimy, is a detective story. Literally, we're getting 2 detective stories. We're getting Ram V and we're getting Mark Silvestri. And I gotta say, just the interior art is phenomenal in here too. The story is great. Unlike the Batman Spawn, where the interior art was great, but the writing sucked because you have an artist who can't write. Mark Silvestri is the artist who can write. And I wouldn't say he's on John Byrne's level, but I'm saying he's proven so far that he is. I would love to see him do other characters and write stories.
Oh yeah, I am so I'm sorry, and I know that DC Batman is their bread and butter, and Batman's how they make their bottom line. But can we get like? I'm sorry, I know I'm just using this as an example. I know people don't like his writing, but can we get like Todd McFarlane to write like a Green Lantern or Aquaman? Like, does it always have to be we got a special guest writer to do Batman? Like, can we get somebody else? Like, get another character under the microscope?
Can we get Todd McFarlane not to write anything?
I would read Todd McFarlane Green Lantern. I think Green Lantern is out there enough and cosmic and weird enough for Todd McFarlane to.
Did you read the Batman Spawn crossover with Todd McFarlane writing?
I did not know.
I would rather have Sean Lewis write.
Sean Lewis has been pretty good. I have been liking Sean Lewis.
Todd McFarlane art, yes, I love his art. He's just gonna tone it down. If he draws Batman, it's gonna be like, dude, your cape's still going back there. You're like 30 feet this way, and his cape's still coming because he just draws huge capes. Batman would be like, you imagine Batman has to like dodge a train.
Okay,
get caught by the train because
that's just like that's an artistic thing though. That's not. I mean, there've been lots of other artists that draw like huge capes on their characters.
Kelly Jones,
exactly. Kelly Jones is one.
I said I don't care for his art. I don't care for his art either, man. Because just when you draw exaggerated horns, I was like, first of all, how is Batman gonna fit in the Batmobile with the freaking 2-foot horns coming off his helmet? It's weird. Now Kelly Jones drawing for I think he worked on Batman Blood. Or Blood Rain, what it was, the vampire one. I think Kelly Jones was on that. Like him doing horror Batman stuff, I don't mind it. But when it's like main continuity, it's like, dude, don't. But anyway, this is my little nitpick. That is my number 3. Like I said, it's been a really weird week because like a lot of cool books are coming out this week. But
yeah,
no. So it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard to narrow them down.
Yeah, well, I had 5 when I started looking at the comics, and then I found like 2 more to add to the list. So it's not as light as I thought I was going to have this week. Still, I looked ahead. I cheated. By the time we get to the last week of February, there's like 14 books on my pull list. It's crazy.
I told you it's been happening ever since. It's just been happening ever since Diamond. Was not distributed anymore.
I was literally having that conversation with the guy at my LCS where I get my books pulled. He's like, yeah, the last weeks of the months are typically like the biggest ones for a lot of folks. So it's crazy. So my number 3, speaking of Chip Zdarsky, it's not Batman. It's the other book that he's doing. The one from Marvel. One of the best ongoings that Marvel has had. Daredevil. This is issue number 8. Or Legacy 656, if you're going by that ridiculous number. Finally, we get Daredevil fighting the Punisher. And I hope he kicks him on his ass and just says, like, you should have shot me or you should have used a gun just to drive home house. They won't do that, obviously. But
I hope he murders him. It's cold blood to straight up murder his friend.
That's not going to happen. But look, Chip Zdarsky has been building up to this. This is like the big battle that we had been waiting to see. Daredevil and Elektra and their fist rather versus Frank Castle and the Hand. We have Marco Cicchetto back finally doing interior art on this. I think he did some of the interior art on issue number 7, but he kind of stepped back and was taking a break. He was doing covers, but here we finally have him back on the interior. And what an issue to get him back for. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he draws these action scenes that are sure to be in this book. It's been good. I've been enjoying it. And, everyone's like, oh, Elektra still has Daredevil's name. Yeah, but she's not going around calling herself Daredevil. If anything, I think she probably will end up reverting back to being Elektra, just some like notes and pieces of dialogue that Zdarsky's written in. I think she will get there. But this has been a really I've been enjoying this. I've been enjoying this run of Daredevil, and I haven't always been the biggest Daredevil fan, but this one's been pretty good. I've been enjoying this. I like what he's trying to do with rehabbing the super criminals that he's put behind bars and like giving them a chance to like become better members and functioning members of society. I think that's really cool for Daredevil to do. It almost sounds like a very Daredevil thing to do. Although I know Daredevil would also like trust the system, but it's like, well, what happens when the system locks these criminals away and doesn't do anything, and they just sit there and fester in filth instead of actually like rehabilitating. So I like that, and I've been enjoying this. So yeah, this is the Red Fist Saga Part 8, and I'm looking forward to it.
This is at the back of my pull list for stuff, because I just got the point where I'm just so worn out of this. They're dragging out the war confrontation. This is like the third or fourth time he's gone against Daredevil in the past, like, what, how many years?
Several times. Yeah,
and just I'm starting to see the holes, the flaws. Why is Elektra still wearing the Daredevil costume? Why? She's not Daredevil. I understand. Now, I made exceptions back when he was in prison. There had to be a Daredevil. There had to be someone out there. It doesn't always has to be a Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's out, they're not even, and there's no reason for her to wear the helmet, for her to wear the costume.
I think that she probably is going to come out of that wearing the costume and everything. Because they had a few issues ago, she basically gets set up or framed for like this assassination that she didn't mean to do. So I think she probably will ditch the costume because people saw her live doing it. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Where like the president guy,
the fake president,
the fake president falls out the window and dies. Yeah,
because the hands were replacing key people.
Yeah.
And so she was, and of course, in that issue, she kicks Tony's ass instantly.
Well, Tony's been being written by Chris Cantwell, so his ass has already been getting kicked.
So like I said, it's time for her to drop the DD. She's not Daredevil. Go back to and it's basically you're nerfing Elektra. Elektra is her own person. Call her Elektra Nachos. Give her back her regular costume. I mean,
well, that was the thing too. Towards the start of this issue, Stick was like was talking to Stick, and like she was like, saying like, no, I'm not him. I'm my own person. I'm the, it seemed at least at the start. It seemed
that way. And that's what I got. I was like, oh, pleasantly. Yeah. It seemed like a tease, but I think it's getting to the point where they're not going to, that was a tease. That's it. It is going to keep forward for this. Now I could be wrong. Yeah. Hopefully I am wrong. But at this point, it's like, it's running the same length as he was in prison. Remember?
He's definitely making us wait for it. Zdarsky likes to make us wait. Unless it's Batman, and then, like I said, like Failsafe was really fast. But
he's kind of like Scott Snyder in a sense. He starts off awesome, and then he slowly fizzles out.
You take that back. Scott Snyder did not fizzle out.
Go read his back.
Read his Justice League. His Justice League did not fizzle out. His Justice League went out with a bang.
His New 52 Batman story, his comics. Mm-hmm. Volume 9, or is it volume 8 through 10, is when it just fizzled out and it's got, okay, this is boring.
Yeah, but then he came back with Justice League, man, and he slapped. Like, he just came out the gate.
Like I said, I hope that Zdarsky doesn't burn out.
I hope so too. Especially he's writing Batman and Daredevil. It's like you're going between, and he's got his own indie stuff too. I think, doesn't he have like an indie book or something? Or am I thinking of Donny Cates?
He was doing Public Domain, but I think that's over.
That's it. Public Domain. Yeah. I don't want him to burn himself out because shoot, that's what Donny Cates was doing like 2 or 3 indie books on top of his Marvel books, and like that dude. He's got other stuff on top of that, but I feel like there's probably some burnout involved there as well. So I've been enjoying it. I'm looking forward to this. This is the big issue that I've been waiting for. I'm a little peeved that it took 8 issues to get to this, but hey, man, it's here, and I'm going to enjoy it. Hopefully. So that's my number 3.
Me personally, when it comes to Daredevil, it's mid.
Oh God.
I got a new toy.
He does. When do I get my administrative privileges back on here so I can make memes and stuff?
You've not been approved.
I've not been approved. My application got
by
lost.
the Comic Code Authority. Oh no. So, all right. That was your number 3.
Number 3.
My number 2 is a book that I've been really loving. It just happens to fall on the same time as another book that's coming out. So it's like, oh my gosh, what do I choose? Because I love them both. But then I looked at like, okay, what one do I love more? Because I love the current storyline of one of them, but I looked at the other ones, like the other one's got a slightly better current storyline. And that's why my number 2 is Avengers War Cross Time. Just kidding. It's actually Flash, but we'll go
I knew it
if you want to.
I knew it.
No,
I knew those were going to be your top 2.
Yeah. Flash is my number 2. No, dude. So my number 2 is Flash. This has been a series where, oh my gosh, I just like, we've had 3 writers on this book since Rebirth, and not one of them has come over and just shit over the book. We didn't get a Teeny Howard coming over, taking from Ram V and just going from one awesome storyline and just saying like, well, now we're just gonna make you hate everything. Or you can take everything love and say, yeah.
Who was it
Josh
Williamson? No, Josh Williamson was in the middle, I thought.
No, Josh Williamson was Rebirth.
Okay.
That was the first one. Yeah. And then you had Kevin Shinnick.
Oh, okay. But then it went back to Joshua Williamson, though.
No. It went because Kevin Shinnick did that. He did the Ring story, along with the Alchemists.
Okay, but didn't Joshua Williamson do like the big retconning of Wally West didn't kill everyone in Heroes in Crisis? It was Eobard Thawne hypnotizing him.
That was before.
Oh, okay.
Because Kevin Shinnick took over, and then Wally West. We had a transition with Wally West. We had that story where basically Wally going through time.
Yeah, that was Adams.
Yeah, Jeremy Adams. So he said it's Jeremy Adams has just been kicking ass since then. And it's great when you have a writer like Jeremy Adams, like I said, who basically interacts with his fans, doesn't run chain blocks. He actually takes the time to respond back to you. He's out there constantly praising his book and also retweeting stuff, but he's not attacking fans if they give him a bad review. He's been on like YouTube channels, small YouTube channels.
He was on like some random pop-up. You know how like Twitter does hangouts now, which is weird to me. Yeah. But they'll do like these random hangouts for groups. He just randomly popped up in a Flash fan group, like a comic Flash group. It was like 16 kids. And it's just like Jeremy Adams just pops in and says hi.
Because I asked him, like, what do you know? Because writers always get, like, whenever they get sent copies of their books, that's just a handout, do what they want to do. They can sign or do CG, whatever you want to do. So I always asked him, it's like, he's always showing off the books. He's like, got the new books, and he was showing them up on Instagram and Twitter, same video. And I was asking him, like, what do you do with the books? He's like, oh, sometimes I give them my kids, or I just hand them people. And I was like, because I know he goes to church stuff. Like, do you hand them out to people at church and stuff too? Can you imagine that? Going to church with Jeremy Adams, and he's like, hey, bro, I like your book.
Slipping Flash comics into the church brochures.
Through the pews. Here's like this. Oh, man. And the great thing about this, I hated Wallace when they originally brought him in because there was no Wally West. We just had Wallace first. So they brought Wally West back, as far as like, actually full time. Because we saw a hint of him in the very Rebirth story, but he wasn't really utilized after that. So I love the fact that they have Ace now, and just him interacting with Impulse in this. Their personalities kind of clash, but they're kind of around the same age. And I want a spin-off with them,
It's funny. This cover is like an homage of a Teen Titans short issue that Jeff Johns wrote way back in the day, which also involved Bart Allen, but it was a Batmobile, and he was in it with Wonder Girl, Tim Drake, and Beast Boy.
And you can see their frustration with each other. Like at least with Wallace, he's in the background, and Wally's just or not Wally, but Bart is just having fun. And every time I look at this part, there's a part here on the cover here. I keep thinking it's Kermit the Frog with his mouth open screaming.
I didn't see that.
But
I can't see it now.
I know. So
it's even got like the two little peaks over that are white that look like his eyes.
Yeah, no, it's potato chips though.
That's crazy.
Here's a grape soda. Really, guys? I just noticed that the grape soda.
Grape soda.
No, I said there's the stock cover B. Here's Wally saving some kids. And then we have the one I'm getting.
That's the one I want right there.
She's wearing the Liberty Bell, or basically the Jay Garrick costume.
No, actually, that's the Boom costume.
Yeah,
because remember back when I think it was during the the Final Crisis tie-in, she showed up wearing that costume, and Jay Garrick mistook her for his daughter.
Yeah,
Judy. Yeah.
So I like that costume.
Yeah, it does look very Liberty Bell ish.
It does.
Yeah.
It looks old fashioned. Let's say.
Yes. Vintage.
So we got here too. They're all Wally covers.
Cool.
I've already noticed that they're all Wallies. There's really no Barry covers at all.
Good. We don't want Barry.
Tom Taylor
can write Barry. Okay. He can have.
Now
Barry.
This is a stupid cover. I like Wallace. I like Ace, but for Black History Month, man, really, this is like.
I don't see it as terrible.
Do they all have super speed? Do they all have super speed?
No, it's just some normal kids that are in like a foot race, and then
Ace
shows up to run with them.
Yeah, the Kid Flash.
I mean, come on. Let's be real. Now, hang on. Now, let's time out here. Let's say it's not Black History Month. Let's say it's just not any other month of the year, and it's just a bunch of kids having a foot race in a playground. Are we going to make the same noise if Superman or Wally shows up and like races them, quote unquote? I don't see it. I mean, you can think what you want. I'm just saying I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, Wallace's face, though. I did have a problem with Wallace's face. The artist did not do justice to his face. Not in that cover, the other one, but yeah. And that one, I can feel his pain.
His pain. So can Kermit.
I need you guys to take that cover and do one of those thumbnails where you edit in Froggy.
I probably will.
Right in there. Oh gosh. I do like also how it says like it's part 3, but I like how they do the clock, like the timer thing. Like the third second, like 3 seconds or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
on
cool.
the action. Yeah. So overall, this is a fun book. So there's a synopsis for this. If you just get you, if you guys ever know what's going on. Flash family is in dire straits as the fraction of basically this evil empire that from their reality they're able to they're so advanced, they're even more advanced than Wakanda. They basically.
You can't be dissing Wakanda during Black History Month.
Is it? I thought Black History is every year or every month. Why is it only limited to 1 month? I don't know about that. And anyway, so yeah, they basically take over planets. They're basically like keep they're like the what do they call the Ventriloids? The ones Invincible. I'm probably butchering that word wrong.
The little green guys that came back, like it was like 10 years for them, but they came back like every 10 minutes. I forget their name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was thinking more basically Mark's family, his heritage as far as where his dad's from.
Yeah,
his dad's planet.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they want to conquer the world, but they use it because they have access to the Speed Force, so they go within real fast. Secret planets, they take the resources and leave. Basically like Kryptonians on crack. Cocaine. So that's what the fraction is. And now they're looking for a way to basically push them back. Impulse has an idea. It's like the kind of idea that usually gets people in trouble. So the Kid Flash should keep him company on a daring mission that could help turn the tide against this extraterrestrial threat. They're in a freaking spaceship, and Bart, I don't think he knows how to fly.
So it's less Grand Theft Auto and more Independence Day.
It's Grand Theft Speed Force. Hey.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of that scene from Independence Day where Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum go up in the spaceship.
Yep.
I've got to get me one of these. That was my worst Will Smith. I apologize, guys.
Everything is superior to Wakanda. If Wakanda was so superior, Black Panther would have died from cancer.
Oof! Wow. Actually, I might watch that. It's on Disney Plus now.
I'm not talking about the actor. I'm talking about in the actual movie. Apparently,
is that how? Wait, that's how they had him die. He died of cancer.
I believe that. Ash is the one that watched it. Maybe I'm misspoken, but I could have sworn that's how he died. He had some disease. They couldn't cure it.
Yeah, that is kind of weak sauce if he's coming from the most technologically advanced nation on the planet. That
Plot twist: Shuri murdered her own brother.
Oh God! Wow.
Ash
says it was not cancer.
What was it then? I know it was some incurable disease that he died of.
Was it a side effect of the heart-shaped herb? Maybe, I don't know. I feel like there's ways. I don't know. I don't like the whole killing someone off screen thing, but I feel like there's ways that you could have done it.
Jay, oh no, I can't say that word on here.
Oh God, I can't even look. Oh my gosh. Okay, so so your number 2 is the Flash. I'm trying to move us out of these weeds.
And Roger Cruz interior art's been going pretty well, so I'm enjoying that. So
yes, his art is really good. I kind of want him to stay on. Like, can he and Fernando, like the other guy, Fernando Passarin, who's been working with Adams on Flash, he's going with Jeremy Adams over to Green Lantern. Can we just get Roger Cruz to just come in and just take his spot?
I wouldn't mind having Jorge Jimenez on Flash. I like what he's doing over at Nemesis Reloaded. How he does the motion lines.
He does do the motion lines really well.
All right.
You make a compelling argument. Okay. We'll revisit that another time. My number 2. And you ready? Are you ready for this?
It's Flash.
No, of course not. I'm not that predictable. It's Avengers. Avengers War Across Time.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
not Jason.
Just say
I'm not reading the main. I'm not reading the main Avengers title until Jed McKay is on it. No, this is Avengers War Across Time. This is number 2, guys. When issue number 1 came out roughly a month ago, even Breen picked it up, and Breen picked it up and was impressed. This is Paul Levitt's. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say Breen's getting 3 books this week. He's getting this. He's getting Joe Fixit, and he's getting Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, he's getting Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes, he said he is.
Oh, that's news to me. I knew he was getting this. I didn't know.
Well, you would know these things. You would know these things if you actually stayed out and instead of going and taking your phone calls.
I know. I'm terrible. I know. I'm so popular. The one time I get a phone call, I happen to be on stream. Anyway, no. Paul Levitt's. Breen says he's getting 6 books this week, by the way. Paul Levitt's writing does a fantastic job. If you like the stories of, I don't like to use the term simpler, but it's more.
Crap. Sorry.
I feel like it's more concise storytelling. I was just talking about how Chip Zdarsky took 8 issues to get up to this big battle in Daredevil. Paul Levitz writes a big battle in the previous issue, and the story wasn't even done. He still had time to build and tell a story. And the way it so seamlessly goes in between these Avengers issues from the Silver Age, the way he writes it is so masterfully done.
As I pointed out, basically, if you go to pick up Avengers 11 from back in the day from 1960s,
yes, if you could just happen to afford that,
if you have it in your collection, you pick it up, you read it, and then you pick up issue 1 of this. It just
the dialogue. The dialogue is spot on. The artwork from Alan Davis is fantastic.
This is a modern book that's being written like a classic title.
Exactly. It's one of the only instances where I can think of where it's done successfully, like really, really well done. Kang the Conqueror is the bad guy. Of course, he's going to be getting a lot of spotlight with Quantumania coming out next week, which I'm really looking forward to. That is the cover that I really want, but I think that's the 1 in 25, so it might be a little harder to find. So I'll probably go for the Mike McCone cover, which I do like Mike McCone.
You need a better shop.
I have 2 shops. Hey, I have 2.
Curious how you don't get all these awesome book covers.
Well, maybe if I actually had the foresight and the forethought to go ahead and like reserve and pre-order certain covers, I wouldn't have this issue.
So here's my question. When do you go to your store? Do you go right when it opens or do you go later in the day?
Oh, no, I usually go around like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I can go to the comic shop, pick up my books, do a little back issue hunting, and then I'll stop at like Chick-fil-A or something before going to church.
Chick-fil-A? Oof.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
You're so cliche. I go to Chick-fil-A, then I go to church with my Bible, my gun.
You can't go on Sunday after church. You might as well go on Wednesday night before church.
So you said you go at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. When is your shop open?
I think they open at like 10 or 11.
Okay, so I have one that opens at 11, and the other one opens at noon.
But see, the thing is, sometimes the shop where I get my books, like I have a pull box. Sometimes, not very often, but sometimes if you show up, because I've gone at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and like they've just been so like swamped with work that they haven't been able to put out the new books. Like they may have them sitting in boxes and they haven't put them out on the shelves yet, or haven't put them in the pull boxes yet. So I figure give them some time to get the books out on the shelves, and then I'll go in there and buy them.
So we got a little tip going on here. We got
6 books, Breen. What is your wallet gonna do? It's gonna be so light.
And then we're being accused of corrupting the mind of an elder. This is you're accusing of elder abuse because he's an elderly man. Jeez, thanks. And then Ash says
elder abuse is not a joke.
Says Breen buys more comics than me, just not better comic books.
Oh, well, that depends on what his other 3 books are.
So Breen fires back. If that were true, your channel would be called Ash on Good Comics.
Shots fired.
Now I talk about that comics too.
Shots fired. Now Ash is saying stores get comics before Wednesday. I know that that's true with most stores. The one where I get my comics pulled, they've had all kinds of shipping issues. Like even into last year, they had shipping issues. Shipments were late, books were late. So I tend not to put too much stock in them or whoever's doing the shipping.
And this is true. Yes. Yeah. They get their comics before Wednesday, so they should have them in your pull list on Tuesday.
They should.
Now this is if you actually create a pull list with them. I don't do that normally.
See, I do, because if I do, I get like a 20% discount.
I would have what I would have to do, I'd have to go through previews, look through that, find out the covers I want, and then keep having a list every single week. And I don't want to go with that hassle because and then if I decide I don't want to pull that box, I change my mind. I don't want that book. Now he's stuck with an extra copy that I didn't want because I decided to drop that book.
I've had that happen too. Yeah.
I don't want to do that because I do that oftentimes. I will drop a book or pick up a new one, and I just don't want to deal with that stuff. So what I do
is go ahead.
I was gonna say what I do. I go to my shops early on Wednesday. I get there, whatever's on the shelf, and I've explained that I've had this conversation with my friend JR about this because he's a shop owner. I said, dude, I don't want to inconvenience you. If there's something I can't make at the shop and I really want it, like not weeks, but 2 weeks from now, I can't make it for the day till I'll be out of town. So I give him an order list. He's going to create a pull list and a pull box for me. Mm-hmm. But I've always been the person I like coming in. I feel like if I get a pull box, I'm obligated to come into that shop and buy books. I feel like a dick if I don't come in that week, and then.
Well, then they're just sitting there waiting for you next time.
I know, but then my bill gets bigger if I don't go. So
I can understand.
I don't know. I don't.
So what I do is I don't pull miniseries. Yeah. Like every now and then I will, because my shop has this you have to pull at least 10 titles. So as long as I have 10 ongoings, I'm good. But I try not to pull miniseries though.
So here's the other problem. Here's the other problem. I know Ash has had this problem where they will not pull the right cover for him or not pull the right book. So he's had problems, issues at one of his shops where they didn't pull an issue for him, even though he wanted it. For whatever reason, the girl or whatever didn't pull it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like coming in and just picking what's on the shelf. I look at it this way: if the issue's not there, it's no big deal. I'm not. I just save $4. You know?
Yeah, that's true. And I know you have another shop. I don't know if you go to both shops on the same day or not.
I do, because they're like right next to each other, like right down the road.
Oh, seriously? Oh, okay. See, mine aren't right next to each other, but I will normally go to the second shop in case the first one doesn't have like a smaller indie title.
Literally, I have two shops. They're both north of me, 20 minutes north of me. So I go to that first one, with the bike, and then I turn around and I go back and I go to the other one.
Yeah.
Because that's the one closer to me for like 5 minutes. Opens up an hour later.
RDV doesn't pull books at all, Ash. I don't understand that statement. RDV doesn't pull books at all. I pull books, maybe some that I shouldn't, but I also get a 20% discount for pulling them, so I save a little bit of.
I don't pull any books,
but
I go anyway. I grab out the shelf. That's it.
Let me reverse course here and get us back on track. Yeah, Avengers War Across Time #2. You guys definitely should be checking this out. I think Avengers fans, I think we're set for a comeback. We've got the pretty good, or the one I've been enjoying, the nonstop Avengers, like the really action-packed one that Derek Land has been doing with Greg Hornart, or Greg Landart, I should say. One of the two. I can't remember. But then we've got Jed McKay taking over the main Avengers title later on this year. We've got this awesome miniseries from Paul Levitz, which people like Breen are going to say is the best thing that come out of Marvel probably in a decade. It's good. You got some good Avengers books that Marvel's putting out on the stands. Little too late for some folks, but I'm really enjoying it. It's awesome. So definitely check it out.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to give you my countdown.
Long-winded.
That's right. My number 5 is Amazing Spider-Man number 19, because we got a good writer on there, friendly for chance. And I'm going to take a chance on it. 499, whatever. Joe Fixit, number 2 is my number 4. Number 3 is Batman the Deadly Joker, number 4. Actually, no, that was my number 3. Sorry, number 4. It's number 4 is issue number 4. So basically, of Batman the Joker. So that's my number 3. Number 2 is the Flash, and we're gonna go right back over to that Avengers.
I knew we were.
Why would I not though? I said I literally, dude. Honestly. And until I read the very first issue of this Avengers War Across Time, Flash was the number 1 book. But this is so cool. You have a guy coming in writing for Marvel for the first time, writing this stuff, and you got Alan Davis art, and he's writing a book that's not hindered down by all the bullshit that's coming out with the current storylines. He's allowed to write something that actually fans want. People, now this is only gonna be how many issues? I think like 4 issues, maybe
4-issue miniseries,
which really sucks because I've been like, dude, I just want this. Like, let's continue it. I want volume 2. Then after this, I want another one with Paul Levitz and Alan Davis. Let's get another one. Keep doing these. It has just been a fun ride. This Willie Lumpkin's in this. Awesome. You got classic Thor, you got classic Wasp, and the classic Hank Pym. Hank Pym before the slap.
Pre-slap point.
Yes.
Pre-slap crisis.
Yes, pre-slap crisis. Just fun. We got Thor. If he loses the hammer for 60 seconds, he reverts back into Donald Blake. Captain America, just classic costume. It is just awesome, and I've seen stories like this where they've been dispersed through time, but and so the cartoons. But this is a Kang story, and it's continuing with Kang. I just said it's fun. I really hope that they decide to maybe extend this, or maybe allow Paul Davis to come on and write some more stuff. When we say Marvel majorly sucks, it does, but there are a few gems like this. Like I said, the Joe Fix It right now. We got Chris Claremont and Extreme X-Men, which sucks. These should all be ongoing titles, not 4-issue miniseries.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all falls down to what the fans are buying. And I don't know if there's too many folks on the Twitter crowd that want to read this old-timey written comic book versus Jason Aaron.
This is pre-Simon Thor. That's why Ash is not a fan of this Thor.
Ash doesn't like Thor pre-Simonson?
I'm guessing that's why. He says he's not. All I know is he says he's not a fan of this Thor.
Yeah. Well.
He has a 60-second rule.
60 seconds. I mean, hey, look, I'm not going to judge. Everybody has their own favorite iterations of certain characters.
You know how challenging it is? If put that in the issue to story, and then where Thor loses a hammer, he verts to Donald Blake, and then he has to somehow try to get the cane back so he can stay on the ground so he can come back to train the door. Like I said, I like this version. Now, I think I love Alan Davis' art, but I mean, if they ever did another story like this, maybe set later on, in the 80s, I mean, it'd be cool to have Oliver Copiel, come in here, or you get Straczynski come back. But I don't think Straczynski's ever going to come back to Marvel. I don't think he's ever written. I think he's done with Marvel, isn't he? The last time I saw anything from J. Michael Straczynski was well, no, he
did a story in Thor.
He did, Kate's. He did do the Kate's little thing, little mini story, but
yeah, it was like the anniversary issue or something.
Yeah, he's mainly. Yeah. I don't think they have the money to pay him for anything more than that.
Probably not. I mean, they did. I mean, they've got Disney money. If they were smart, they would cancel 3 of their flopping X books and use that money to get Straczynski on a title.
Yeah. So
they're not very smart.
I'll just say this: instead of us giving us these stupid little mini series and stuff, that Marvel, just give me that Disney Fantastic Four story.
Oh God, I was gonna say be careful because Exterminators was one of those little mini series from Marvel. We want more of that.
Now that's another thing for another story. But I'll just say this: Action Comics, I that story did not impress me at all. Or Power Girl.
Well, yeah, I think that editorial had to have a hand in that. I don't think that was pure Leah Williams energy.
No,
there were little bits and pieces of it, but you could tell DC editorial had weighed down a bunch of her storytelling.
Yeah, the page. Yeah, there was a story like that too. I think that actually might have been Straczynski's. Or
what's that?
That and that Donna Cates anniversary where Thor he tried to revert back to Donald Blake so he could save a life.
Was that Straczynski? I thought Straczynski was the one where Thor was interviewing a human being.
Oh, well, it's one of the two. Maybe it was Simonson. It was one of the two.
The one you're talking about sounds like Simonson. Maybe
that might have been Simonson, and that was classic there because Marty says the stories where Thor. With Thor, where Donald Blake, the doctor, was needed, and there was an actual dilemma about who would be saved, the patient or whoever Thor was working to save. And not only that, yes, I love the Donald Blake personality. That's one thing that's missing from Kate's. That they turned Donald Blake into an evil thing. Look at it. Just seems like Marvel is saying now to turn the original characters into villains.
Well, the unfortunate thing is, too, it feels like Kate's got taken off the title before he could really do anything with Donald Blake. Where they left him, I mean, it doesn't. I don't know if this new guest writer or substitute writer is going to pursue that same storyline.
Alrighty.
Anyway,
let's go to your number 1.
My number 1. Go ahead and put it on, Vinkman. You know what it is.
You want to read it
every week. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I should get the recap first. I'm putting the cart ahead of the horse. All right. So my number 4 book was, where is it on here? Hold on.
Number 5 was Amazing Spider-Man.
Number 5. No, my number 5 was not. That was yours. My number 5 was Unbreakable Red Sonja, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Unbreakable Red Sonja, number 3, the ass cover. The storytelling is good too. Number 4 is Monkey Prince, number 11. Swinging in the opposite direction, more family friendly, really fun book.
Even from ass to monkeys.
From ass to monkeys. Number 3 is Daredevil, where we are finally gonna get the Daredevil versus Punisher fight that I've been waiting for months. Number 2 is Avengers War Across Time, number 2, if you want that good old fashioned, flashback to the Silver Age. And my number 1 book was Venkman's number 2 book. That's right, we flip-flopped, we crossed the streams. See what I did there? That was just for you.
I will never cross streams with you. That's a son's gross, bro.
Flash 792. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try not to parrot Venkman too much, but this is, I mean, Jeremy Adams is a fantastic writer. He is probably one of, I won't say the best, but he's definitely in the top 3 best writers that DC has.
Started out writing the DC Lego stuff, the DC Lego Batman. He did
DC Lego.
Yep. Flash stories and Justice League stuff, and then he had Super Sons. Worked at Supernatural. He's the one that wrote the Scooby-Doo Supernatural episode,
which is the only episode I ever saw.
Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island was also.
That was him. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He writes a lot of kid-friendly books.
I mean, and you got to be good if you're one of the 2 writers that Jeff Johns is going to have co-write with him on a story. I mean, Jeff Johns is the king of DC writers in this modern age, in my opinion. I'm sorry if that offends some people. Jeff Johns is the king.
He took over that after Burns and Jerry Ordway.
Yeah, he's the post crisis. But Jeremy Adams is a great writer. He has been focusing a lot on just the family aspect of Wally with his wife, with his kids, these relationships, even with the Rogues, just these different relationships that he's been building up. These character moments have been fantastic. Going into this 1 Minute War, I appreciated the 1 Minute War special we had last week, which was like a little anthology. We had like 4 little short stories. Didn't really feature any of the prominent characters, but it did give us some background on who the alien race is, the Fraction. Kind of gave us some little updates on some other Flash characters like Godspeed, who I'd completely forgotten about. But now we're going back to the present. We've got, like Venkman said, we've got Wallace or Ace, and then we've got Bart. And these 2 do have a really fun chemistry. It is very much like Super Sons, where you've got one that's a little bit more serious and more mature, and you've got the other one that's just like a spaz and is just like super, like a ball of energy. And so I do like this cover. I think it's a great cover because it gives you, looking at the synopsis, it lets you know, like, hey, this is what the story is going to be about. I think that is an important thing that some comic covers fail to do. So I do appreciate that here. As far as the variants, I mean, I'm also going to be trying to get that, which one is it? The Serga Cuna one with Wally and his wife with Linda. I think that's a really great cover. Their marriage at this point, shoot, it's one of the best relationships that DC Comics has right now. I would even put it above Clark and Lois. The way the writing is at this point, I would put it just above Clark and Lois. They
even tease having Iris and Barry having kids.
Iris and Barry, yeah, they've talked about Iris and Barry. It's been written
which hasn't been done
with the 3rd kid.
It hasn't been done in comic books. They've only shown the future versions of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, totally. That's something you really don't see anymore. Take away DC, just looking at the big 2 in general, you typically don't see like big life-changing events with these comic book couples. I mean, Batman and Catwoman were going to get married. Oh, no, scratch that. False alarm. Nothing happened.
Which is really weird, though, in the main continuity because they already were married in Earth 2.
Yeah, but that's a different universe, though.
I know, but it's like, it just felt so weird to bring it to the main universe.
Like another example. Peter Parker and MJ married for years, never had a kid unless you were in the future. And then, oh, hey, here's the future kid. You never had it in the present. So I do like that DC actually is like, hey, listen, we got this married couple. They got 2 kids. Why not give them a third? Why not? Why the heck not? Why can't Wally and Linda be happy? So I appreciate the storytelling that Jeremy Adams is doing. We talked a little bit about Roger Cruz. I really like his art style and the energy he brings to this book. The previous artist, I think it's Fernando Passarin, and I hope I'm saying his name right. He did do really great when Jeremy first hopped on Flash. He was there with him, and the facial expressions, the way he drew the characters were really great. I think that it would be a good idea for Fernando to go over to Green Lantern with Adams, and then as Adams is writing Flash, to just have Roger Cruz sweep in there and take his spot. I think his art style has a really great energy. So yeah, this is a fantastic book. And I tell people this, I tell y'all this every week, there's a new Flash book. If you're only going to get 2 or 3 DC books, you got World's Finest and you got Flash. Yep. You know, if you want a third one, you could throw in, you know, you could do Rambee's Detective Comics. You could do, if you wanted to do like Superman or Action Comics rather. Maybe not this last issue of Action Comics, but
Superman. I'm waiting for Josh Williams to take over, right? Pass judgment on that because
I think that's later this month. Actually, yeah. I think that issue number 1 comes out later this month of Joshua Williamson.
So we got Barry Allen, Wally West, Jay Garrick, Linda Park, Jesse Quick. We have the kids. We
Max
have
Mercury.
Yep. Clark Kent Superman's in this. Mr. Terrific. Grodd's in here. Gorilla Grodd. Nice. Captain Atom, and
Well, so, these are also cameos too, so I don't think they'll have a big part in the story.
But Grodd, though, remember Grodd has access to the Speed Force.
That's right. He does. We've only seen, and I do kind of appreciate this. So, like with Batman, my big gripe with Batman is that every other story, oh, it's the Joker again, or oh, it's this villain again. Flash has, in my opinion, next to Batman and Superman's got some good ones too. But Flash is up there as having like a top tier rogues gallery. And I like how Jeremy Adams didn't rely on that necessarily. Like he featured the rogues in a couple of issues, but he also had other threats and other bad guys that would show up. It wasn't just, hey, people know Grodd or people know Reverse Flash. Like, no, he took a break from them. He maybe introduced some lesser known villains or some different types of threats. So now he's built that up. And so now if he wants to throw Grodd in, look, I'm all for it. I love a good Gorilla Grodd story. Let me have it, please.
Look at all the stars it's getting.
Okay. You know what's interesting? I might have mentioned this. The last 2 issues of Flash, I don't know about last week, but the previous 2 issues of Flash, not the specials, had to go back for reprintings. When's the last time you heard of a book having to go back and get reprinted because they were sold out? And this is a book that DC is not putting out there. Like they're not putting it on blast. Like, I mean, you open any DC book and you're always going to get a 2-page spread of like the Pride Month issue or the Harley Quinn romance. They're not putting the series on blast like that. It's all fans on Twitter that are retweeting it and everything. And they had to reprint the last 2 issues because they sold out.
Yeah. Also, when the Mary Sue was praising this book as the best book of 2022.
Wait, they said it was the number 1 best?
The number 1, but it was in the top 10.
Oh, okay.
Remember the top 30? We went over it. You were here, Zach.
That's right. I was here. You're right.
They are praising it, saying it's one of the most wholesome like books out there. Where they allow their interaction with they probably because they like this because it's a family book, which is really weird because Linda's but yeah, usually all the other books that were on there were all graphic novels. This was the only ongoing title comic book in their top 30 comic books of the year, which is weird because most of their graphic novels, dude, their graphic novels were not even from their stories took place in 2021.
Yeah,
that's
right. I remember that some of those books were late. They missed the deadline.
So,
but I mean that just goes to show too, like you can write a good story and it can be appreciated from people no matter what their right, left, center, whatever. You write a good story and you can bring a whole bunch of people from different walks of life together. So that's another feather in the cap of Jeremy Adams and company.
So let's get done. I think Undead Quinn only had 2 books this week. His number 2 is Little Monster. His number 10. And then we got
number 1 was Ghost Rider, number 11.
All right, because he really just went radio silence, and then he pops up again with a radio.
And then Ash jumped in there. He's only getting 3 books this week. So he's getting Blade Runner 2039 number 3, which I'm surprised you didn't bring up. I know you're a big Blade Runner fan.
I get that's the thing about having pull lists here in the top 5. I can only pick 5.
That's true. His number 2 book is Saga of a Doomed Universe number 3, but then he says in parentheses if it comes out. I'm assuming it got pushed back.
Or if it's Aftershock.
Maybe. And then his number 1 book is Erratic Recharged number 4. And then he decided to chime in better than all of Zach's picks.
It's issue number 4. It's probably going to end on a cliffhanger again. So I hope they continue that series. Now, the problem with Erratic, it's 4 issues. It's only 4 issues. Each volume 1 is 4 issues. Volume 2 is 4 issues.
Mm-hmm.
That should... I want 8 issues for a story arc. Always more.
Now, my thing is, I just hate miniseries. So I'm sorry. 4 issues. Look, if you can... I understand some people like them. In some characters, you don't need more than 4 issues to tell a good story. I get that. But I don't want to have just like a short box full of 4 issue. Like, I like ongoings. I like that collectability. Like, I like going to the shop and picking up Moon Knight number 30 or something. Not just like, oh, Moon Knight ended at issue 4, blah, blah, blah. But that's just me. Now, if you have like a case, there's a title called Nottingham, which is a really cool take on Robin Hood. It actually paints Robin Hood as this bad guy terrorist figure, and the hero is actually the sheriff of Nottingham. They do a mini series, but it's in like there's a volume 1, there's a volume 2. I believe they're working on a volume 3. So there's like this, the volumes stack up. So I do like that. If you're going to do a mini series, but you can have multiple volumes of that series, I think that's cool. Because then you can have like volume 2, issue, whatever. So I'm ranting. Sorry about that. I just finished a cup of coffee.
All right.
Big, so. Oh, what's on Earth?
Proud of you.
I spy. Hey, Ash, I see a future reading assignment right there in the number 1 spot.
Here, let me zoom in on these so you guys get a bigger picture. Those are mobile. There you go.
Avengers
All
by
right.
Jonathan Hickman, baby. Or
it's
as
the
Breen calls
2023
it,
printing.
Yeah, as Breen calls it, the Oprah's Avengers.
JC Narrative Avengers, Volume 11. America's Shittiest Heroes.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. See, I saw history. At first, I thought it was like Earth's Mightiest Heroes, like the cartoon adaptation.
Yeah.
I got excited, but then I saw that.
History's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, wait, that's the crappy Jason Aaron multiverse one. Never mind. The Hickman Avengers Omnibus does look pretty sweet, though.
Look at this. Finally, all those books I've been collecting, there's 3 volumes of this based on the cartoon series. It's now in 1 actual hardcover omnibus.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
I like that. What is the DC Universe by Dwayne McDuffie? Like, is that just like little bits and pieces from his different runs?
Let me see.
Because he did have a really good Justice League run.
Here, let me try. Hold on, I'm gonna switch it over. Hi.
How are y'all? Ash, I will get around to reading Erratic. I will. If you could see all the reorganizing and cleaning up and decluttering I'm trying to do with my comics, I think you'd understand why I haven't jumped on.
Unforgettable Story starring DC's greatest superheroes, written by Dwayne McDuffie, the co-creator of the Emmy Award-winning television series Static Shock, that's been ruined by Milestone ever since.
Yeah.
The most successful Black-owned comic book company in history. Wow, really?
Milestone Media was.
Why do you have to mention it's Black-owned? Who cares? Let's say it's the most successful comic book company in history.
Well, it's not the most successful comic book company in history. There's still Marvel and DC.
I'd say it's doing better than Marvel DC when he was with them. But anyway, Timeless Tales starring Superman, the Demon. For those who know what the Demon is, that's an Etrigan. Guy rhymes. Impulse, Batman, not James Fox, Bruce Wayne. Firestorm. Cool. And other amazing DC characters which celebrate the amazing stories that acclaimed writer Dwayne McDuffie contributed to the DC universe.
Huh.
He is best known for creating Icon and Hardware, but these sensational stories should not be missed. Includes Action Comics number 847, The Demon, issues 26 through 29, Impulse number 60, JLA Showcase 80, Page Giant number 1, Batman Gotham Knights number 27, Sins of the Youth, Kid Flash, Impulse number 1, and Firestorm, The Nuclear Man, issues 33 through 35. Hardcover, $40. 280 pages.
That's not bad for $40
with Dennis Cohen on art.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, Dan Jurgens penciling too.
Dan Jurgens, Mike Wieringo. Sorry, I probably butchered his name, but that's not too bad.
And if you want to hear an old over the hill white man read Static Shock, go check out I Love Comics.
Oh boy, I thought you said that was going to be our next comic book reading. I did not want to hear Static Shock. I don't want to hear Static Shock go, "Hey, little Rhaegar, how's it going?"
Shit, I wouldn't say that.
I'm a zap ya.
I would never culture appropriate. We'll be right to let him live after he killed Franklin.
He was our friend.
All right, so I'm gonna switch.
That's kind of cool though. That's a lot of material you get for $40.
So I'll go here. Let's go back over here and share this again. And boom. And we're back. All right, so the reason I open up a new tab because I do this is it's gonna erase and go back to regular issues.
I get that. I've had to learn how to.
The person who manages the site needs to be slapped around a few times.
It needs an update. Yeah.
All right, Dune: The Waters of Canley or Canley?
Conley.
All I know is it's missing 2 Ks.
I'll wait for them to say it in the movie.
Yeah. All right, Captain Marvel. In the Mighty Marvel Masterworks, Captain Marvel Volume 1, The Coming of Captain Marvel. All right.
Cool. You got some manga.
Yeah, Attack on Titan.
Waiting for the anime.
I tried to minimize all the manga stuff, so we actually get like good stuff. Tokyo Revengers, though, good manga. At least the omnibus volumes. Wow.
I like how he goes from let's keep out all the manga. Manga's trash. Oh, Tokyo Revengers. That's good.
Actually, majority it's like shitty, like bad manga. It's like it's just obscure stuff. A lot of it's the pervy stuff. Do you notice that when you look at these things?
I mean, some of it is not all of it. Like Attack on Titan.
Like a comic geek is always showing up. Yeah. But Tokyo Revengers, check it out. The anime is good too.
Okay.
Here we go. Kree Skull War Avengers War Gallery Edition hardcover.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh,
and then Captain America also comes out. Well, it's gonna be on. Yeah,
the Kickstarter. The new Kickstarter starts tomorrow. The new campaign.
There's a video up right now. I shared it on my Twitter profile, which if you look at it's called Real Dr. Venkman, Real and then Dr. Venkman, all one word. I tweeted out the video for Captain America. You can also Google Captain America on YouTube, Volume 7, and there is a trailer out. Which will be dropping tomorrow.
And you got to be like, man, I think they have like the little stuffed badger or the capybara.
You have to do it instantly when it drops.
You got to be like you got to be like a Black Friday shopper, man. You got to be one of the first people in the gate to get one of those. I know they're going to sell out quick.
All right.
So, but yeah, that campaign starts tomorrow. So if you like Captain America, be sure to show those guys some support. I'm not seeing. Oh, Demon Slayer. That's a manga. What is the stuff from? Is that Is that Hatchet? Is that like a Russian reprinting of X-Men and Spider-Man? Looks Russian.
Yeah, these are doing. Yeah, they're doing Russian or might be doing Portuguese. I don't know.
It looks Russian. I guess it could be Portuguese.
I don't know. I don't.
I can't read it.
I only speak American.
Obviously, they're reprinting the Joss Whedon Astonishing X-Men. I could tell you that.
This is cool.
What's
Tales
that?
of Mr. Ree, you know.
Oh, Mr. Ree. Oh.
And
I like that name. Mr. Ree.
I think that's it. Mad Cave
Not
Studios,
a whole
Tiger's
lot.
Ton.
Not a whole lot of hardcovers and collections out this week.
I wonder if I know Joe Corral has been doing stuff with Mad Cave Studios. Huh. Watch. I'll go back. Yep. It does that every so so if you guys want to look at some of the other books coming out this week too, we got obviously mentioned was Ghostwriter Benjamin Percy. He's been doing a phenomenal job, and apparently I've been hearing a lot, so I might check that out.
That's what got me to try X-Force. Is he's been on that for like 30-something issues now.
You can skip this shit right here by Tom King. You don't need to read that.
Yeah. I haven't read this new Secret Invasion #2 or Secret Invasion #4 or whatever.
Who's on this?
Actually, I
see a Snyder.
I thought about picking that one up because I think Ram V has a story in there.
Ram V has a story on this. Which does it say what his story is going to be? All I know is we have it looks like a Livewire.
No, it's Flatline.
Flatline. Okay, my bad.
From
Joshua
Whedon's Robin.
Red Canary.
Yeah.
And then we have the new Red Canary,
which I like. I like the new Red Canary character.
So
I think Ram V is probably writing. I saw Talia al Ghul's name. I would bet he's writing Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I may pick it up.
Yeah.
I might pick it up.
So that's coming out. As we've been pointing out, Erraticus is on his last issue this week. Issue number 4 picked it up. Trying to see if there's anything else. Secret Invasion. I don't know if anybody's even buying. It's Maria Hill, which is a sad part. I love Maria Hill. I hate the fact to get rid of her, but it's Ryan North.
From what I can tell, well, first of all, Ryan North has been doing pretty decent with Fantastic Four. So I'm not going to hold this against him just because Ryan North. What I will say that is throwing me off, the original Secret Invasion was like a huge cast of characters and you didn't know like who you could trust. And it was like suspenseful. As far as I know, this is just Iron Man and Maria Hill. Like there's not any other characters ever mentioned. So I don't get what's the invasion. Is it one of them's a Skrull and the other one's trying to? I don't get it. Maybe I'll have to wait till I can find a trade. I'm
amazed they remember who Maria Hill is, and with all of this, there's no Shield.
Is there no Shield? I thought Shield was still going on. I thought there was still Shield.
Shield was disbanded a long time ago.
Shoot, I think you're right.
Oh, yep.
Okay,
it's the only thing from the movies that's accurate because there's no Shield in the MCU right now either.
That's a bummer. Marvel was better when Shield was a thing.
X-Men Legends comes out. I'll be picking that up as well. Bishop
is this still Chris Claremont?
No, this is Brian Haberlin.
Okay.
And Will Bertatio. And this is the end of this. This is the end of this. This is the end of X-Men Legends. I don't think there's another book.
This is the final. That's sad.
Which really sucks because these have been fun too. Literally, I've been reading through all these. You had the Wolverine stories.
Didn't they have X-Men? No, because they had an X-Men Legends like a previous volume, and then that issue number 1. So maybe you'll get a third volume of X-Men Legends or a fourth.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. All we had to do was say Little Rhaegar's name a couple times, and he shows up in the chat.
I didn't say anything about Little Rhaegar.
Well, now you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice too much else. There's Joe Fixit.
I mean, if they weren't race swap, this would look like cool art, but they're race swap. Like that just makes me not even want to read it at all. Why do you have the race swap characters in the comic books now?
Yeah.
Bishop War College.
Who's race swapped?
All of them. Look on the cover. They're all black.
Are they? Oh, yeah it is. It's okay. Well, I couldn't tell because it was a smaller picture. Now I can tell.
Even Colossus, who's Russian, is probably black.
I mean, There are black Russians.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell. Now that it's bigger, the picture's bigger. I can tell. When it was
this
smaller,
cover's racist.
yeah, for real. Holy cow!
A black man versus monkeys.
Somebody did not think that one through.
Yeah. Rob Liefeld did a variant. It's probably right here. The giant gun.
Oh, Rob. Oh, Rob. No. Are we sure that's him? I don't see enough pouches on that guy. He's got the 90s jacket. Oh, nope. I take it back. There's the pouches.
You can only see 4. It's probably like 6 more.
That's Rob.
Yes, and Ash, this is how you draw a proper giant gun. I like this gun better than a Nemesis gun.
I don't know. Something about it looks too simple.
It's an energy gun. It goes pew pew.
Pew 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 pew.
I'm
never doing that again.
Here we have. You know, I've been actually looking at Sonic the Hedgehog. I might start looking into these because these have been ongoing. I wonder if they're like as good as the Flash.
Wait, is it on issue number 50? Okay, so I started reading at like issue number 1. I read through like the first story. It was like 6, 7, or 8 issues, and it was like him like meeting up with his different friends, and we have to beat the giant robot. Blah blah. It was kind of simple, but it was fun. It was a good little kid-friendly book, so I had fun with it. But then I just fell out of it.
Blade Runner 3. Yep, we're talking about number 3 is right here, and then we have Superb Spy or Spy Superb. Did you read it?
I read the first issue, so the story was interesting. The artwork kind of threw me out of it. But it is Matt Kent writing. And Matt Kent, I am growing to like him as a writer. He's the one that's working with Keanu Reeves on Berserker, actually, I think.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. As far as spy stories go, I think it was really interesting. I may pick it up if I see it. I mean, it's also an $8 book. So that's a big
Vampire versus Red Sonja. Like I said, this would if there would have been any other books on there, this would have been on my top 5. But
yeah,
we actually had a lot of good books this week. Dead Mall, I'll be picking up too. It's been a fun series. Erratic.
There it is.
This I read the first issue, did not care for it. Not maybe someone else's. Ash said he wants to get Space Job through Dark Horse.
Ash, that's not Space Lady. That's Space Job. It's completely different. Now I saw the Godzilla Monsters and Protectors, and for a split second I was like, I could get that. I would read that. Godzilla and a bunch of kaiju fighting each other.
Right.
Heck yeah.
Stray Sheep. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
How I Became a Shoplifter. What the heck?
That is Winona Ryder's biography, I believe.
Mr. Easta, the Easter Bunny's evil? Mr. Easta?
Mr. Easta.
All right.
Ash says he never said he wanted Space Job.
I'm just fucking with him. That's why. I know. He didn't say it. Get under his skin.
Oh, you got a Xenoscope.
Yeah. There's actually 2 Xenoscopes. There's one here. One here.
One steampunk and one creepy.
Another one here. Nazis.
Northern Blood looked interesting. I read the synopsis for that one. It's like World War II, and there's like Viking zombies and Nazis. Like, man, so many comics, they get it so close. They hit 2 of the 3 marks, but they always forget like dinosaurs or cheesecake. They always get the Nazis, and they get some other cool part.
So here's the 3rd Xenoscope. A new title, a new character.
Oh, new character.
So there's like 3 Xenoscopes books out this weekend. It's weird.
Wow.
I mean, this might be if you're looking for something safe, I bet you like the buy.
It's past Christmas time. I'm kind of over winter and snowmen and stuff. Oh, you got the Stormbreakers sketchbook.
Yeah, right. It says free. It's a free book this week.
Hey, look,
it's free, man.
They have some good artists. Not all of them, but they have some good ones.
Yeah.
I like to look at the different art styles.
And Shazam.
Russian Shazam. God.
Russian Shazam.
Shazam's the only thing you can read in there. Shazam, comrade. Oh, Fawcett. Shazam, Fawcett, comrade. We fight for motherland.
You Russian Shazam!
In Soviet Russia, Shazam. I don't know where I was going with that. Wasn't Patrick Gleason a Stormbreaker artist? I think Patrick Gleason was one.
Yeah, he was. Remember they said like, after all these years,
Yeah.
congratulating, you're a new Stormbreaker. Wait, he's been around forever.
Yeah, so Patrick Gleason. I'm counting him as a Stormbreaker artist.
Now this is Russian Shazam. Look at he's throwing those guys into the wall and murdering them.
Yeah, that is definitely. You've also got. I'm calling out Ash because he said name one good artist. CF Villa. I like CF Villa.
Yep.
Elena
of course,
Casagrande. So
of course we got Batman too, so that's another book we'll be picking up this week too.
That's right. Yeah, neither of us talked about Batman.
Mike Hawthorne's on it, which he's basically when Chichetto has a step out, they bring in Hawthorne to do Daredevil art, and it's like, yeah.
I'm interested. It's a multiverse thing. I know people will say it's been done before, but I kind of dig it. I like what they did with the last issue.
So who's the cover artist then?
Jorge
Jimenez, yeah. So Jorge Jimenez is a cover, and then you get Mike Hawthorne in the interior. It's like, what?
That's a pretty good cover.
Yeah,
I like it. I like that first variant though, with him in front of the bat signal.
Oh, the James Bond,
the Casada.
Yeah.
Oh, it does look like
James
Bond, actually. Yeah. That is pretty cool.
It's supposed to be James Bond.
I see. You were talking about the black utility belt on the Silvestri one. I love the yellow pouch bat belt, utility belt.
Yeah.
So that Batgirl cover also looks really good.
This is the art gem. Art germ.
Art germ. Huh. It's all right.
Then there's the purple cover. Well, yeah, there's a Batgirl when you're talking about this one variant.
The Batgirl one looks.
Look at the Batgirl, Supergirl, Batman animated series.
The tattoos, yeah. Nightwing and Supergirl. That's pretty cool. I gotta say, I've seen that before somewhere. I think that's pretty cool.
This is Nathan Zerdy.
And y'all know I don't even like Batgirl that much.
Well, here's my question: can we just get this version of? I just want this. This is Batman Adventures. Batman Adventures Continue. It's supposed to be the animated series, kind of.
Yeah.
So I want Supergirl. I want the world's finest. I want all that stuff. I know they did with Kelly Puckett back in the day, but continue the stuff. I want the animated universe. Like do more like the main universe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just nostalgia. It's just the way they wrote it. Like you didn't have all these stupid, intricate storylines thrown into it.
I like intricate storylines, though.
Not the new ones.
I mean, it depends on who's writing them. Who's writing them.
So I don't know. So all right. So yeah, like I said, there's a new mysterious person called Red Mask, and like I said, I don't want to spoil more of the book though. But
you read it already?
No. I'm just saying I read the previous issue, so I know what's going on. And the backup story is basically Tim Drake, who's trying to prove that Bruce is still alive.
Yeah. It's kind of like that Justice League cartoon where Superman died, but Batman wasn't convinced he was dead.
It's really weird seeing Tim Drake in a story where he's not like banging a dude or getting banged by a dude,
I don't know if he's even banging a dude in his normal book. Like maybe they make out and he makes like goo eyes at him, but and also looks like a woman most of the time.
Which cover? That cover was cringe. What you're talking about is the main cover by Jorge Jimenez, or are you talking about the Batgirl with the tattoos?
He's probably talking about the Batgirl with the tattoos because it was cool.
He's always a hater. Yeah, that's the thing. Is he or is he not? We don't know. I'm not going to tell you. I want you to go read the book.
You got to read the book, Jay. We're not going to spoil it.
No, I do that on Thursdays.
That's true.
So, so cool. We got double digits. Awesome. See you guys here. Was there any books that anybody actually saw that maybe you guys really want to get, or books you thought like, well, that just they seem like the worst book I've ever seen?
That was Ash's opinion of every book we showed.
I was talking to everyone, not just Ash. Like I said, I'm excited for the books coming out this week. Now I haven't looked ahead to see what's coming out in the next 2 weeks, so I really don't. I take it back. I did so for the 22nd, so I could create my pull list. It'll be gone, but I forgot exactly what's coming out. But man, just fun books. I like the books you guys showed yesterday.
There are a lot of fun books coming out.
I think he's talking about on Ash on Comics, and also Ash. Delete the first stream that we did because it went for 11 minutes, and then you delete.
So right. I was on the first one. I was waiting for y'all to pop on, and then technical difficulties just.
And then because he had problems with stuff going on, so so when he rebooted his thing, he went live again, and it started a second stream. So the first one has the original cover thumbnail, but the second one didn't have the thumbnail.
So wait, how long did y'all go? Because I know y'all aren't talking about The Boys anymore.
3 hours.
When y'all were, y'all would go for like 5 or 6 hours.
3 hours the most.
3 hours? Okay, that's not
bad. As long as a Hickman book.
Hickman books are amazing, though.
No, but Zach, you missed out. We had some fun. We talked about the books coming out this week.
I know.
You're too busy.
I was with E. I was over on E's auction. We were having a good time talking about, and E brought out some like last minute books towards the end. I was like, I need this for my collection.
Which sucks because I hate it. That's what the Saturdays are, the auctions. So I mean, that's when we do that on Mondays. I have stuff already planned.
Hey, look, I'm not mad. I got some Avengers. I got some Burn Fantastic Fours. I got an All-Star Squadron that I haven't found anywhere. So
I got
Jay. You take it. Jay is working my nerves. I'm wondering if Jay is somebody I know in real life. That's just like tricking me into thinking.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said that Hickman is mid. I don't even care who that guy is. It's just frustrating. Hickman is not mid. Hickman has the best Fantastic Four run ever written by Marvel. I apologize if you're a John Byrne or if you think Stan and Jack is the best. They're good. But overall, just in terms of emotion and intricacy and complication and just the way it all melds together, Hickman is a genius with what he did with Fantastic Four. And, I'm looking forward to going back into his Avengers run. Jay, I know you're just messing, Jay. I just like to pick on you. Vinkman likes to pick on Rhaegar, and so you're like my Rhaegar.
Whoa. I allegedly say hello to Rhaegar, and that's it.
I say hello to Jay. I say hi to Jay all the time.
I say, how's it going, little Rhaegar? And that's it. Nothing else. I don't have contact with him outside of YouTube.
Ash says Hickman has been mid. Well, what has Hickman written since Hoxpox? That's what I'm curious about. Has Hickman written anything since Hoxpox?
Jonathan Hickman. Thank you, Mr. Breen.
Hickman. Oh my gosh. Now Breen's in on it. Austin P, if you want to read a Hickman run, you can check out his Fantastic Four, which is dynamite. Or you can check out, he wrote Secret Warriors, which was like the first big thing he wrote for Marvel. I say big thing. It was like the first thing he wrote for Marvel, title.
And Rhaegar, that's not true because that means you actually like respect me and actually do what I say. Follow me. You actually like me. So yeah. Well, you technically do show up for the stream. So
he also wrote Avengers for a bit. He wrote New Avengers, which was really just the Illuminati, but he called it the New Avengers.
Hickman's
good books.
So
good books.
Hickman's when he had Spider-Man on the team.
Yes, his Fantastic Four run.
I like that.
Yeah, that was really well done.
After that, I just X-Men was mid.
I still haven't read his X-Men run.
I
still have not read it.
Pox, and what was it? Powers of X or I don't know.
House of X, Powers of X. Which I heard was pretty good. Yeah. I heard it was pretty good, but
I especially loved it when they had Wolverine running off on a head of a sentinel into the sun, and then he's dead.
Did that really happen?
You'll have to go read the book to find out.
I guess so. Austin P says, I meant Fantastic Four better than Lee, Kirby, Byrne, FF. Sounds wrong. I can understand why it would. I think Lee, Kirby, Byrne...
It is wrong. That's why.
Lee, Kirby, Byrne wrote a lot of good, like, 1-issue stories, 2 or 3 issue stories. But I'm talking about as an overarching tale saga. Hickman nails it. Yes.
Wow.
100%. You don't believe me?
You are canceled, sir.
Go find my twin, Skip and Tosh. She's got a YouTube channel. Go check out his channel where me, him, and Ash Von Comics, we've been doing retrospectives about Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four and Future Foundation title. And we're taking a little bit of a breather right now before we dive into his Avengers book. Jay, that's terrible. That is a hot, terrible take. But go check it out. Joe, give us a listen as we go through the Fantastic Four Future Foundation.
It goes Stanley and Kirby, and then it goes Tom DeFalco, and then it goes... Sorry.
No.
Yes.
We got to do a tier list of Fantastic Four runs.
It's a tier list.
Why not? Why not? We should do a tier list of like creative teams and then runs of comic books.
Oh... Yes, thank you, Mr. Breen. It says, I'm the only one here who has read them all. Zach is wrong. It's good Hickman FS's. It's not the best. And that's true because I don't think Skip's read anything but the Hickman run, FF. So
maybe not. I know a lot of people like the Mark Waid run. Some folks I think it was Fraction. Matt Fraction.
Yep.
Look, hey, I'm not going to argue with people. The majority of people like vanilla ice cream. I just like coffee flavor. So Hickman to me is my coffee flavored ice cream of comics. I think it's awesome.
And Zach, I'm down. I'm cool.
And I like Byrne. I like Byrne Fantastic Four. I bought like 5 issues of it last night. So I like Byrne. I'm not dissing Byrne. I'm just saying that.
Oh, wow. That's worse than Tom Taylor.
Bye, guys.
Oh, man. You should have kept going.
Actually, Fantastic Four might be the only title that wasn't sullied by Bendis. Bendis wrote Spider-Man. Bendis wrote Avengers. Bendis wrote X-Men. I don't think he ever wrote Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Hickman's run blows Wade's way. Yep.
There you go. Yeah.
But when it comes to Kirby and Stan Lee...
Sorry. I disagree. They are the first, and they are great for creating the characters. But I feel like others did it better, or at least in my opinion. Or took the characters further. Let me say it that way. Stan and Jack gave the characters a solid foundation so that other creators could come later and really take those characters to the limit. That's how I'm going to put it.
Oh, man. I guess I'd...
Y'all can be mad at me all you want to.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
You sound like my dad.
So I'm not the only one.
Jay says look, Jay, the FF, listen, the FF are not lame. The FF are, in my opinion, one of the greatest comic teams because I'm really drawn to like family units, not just in comics, but just entertainment overall. The FF are dynamite. Like the roles that each of them have, even if you get like a substitute member, like a Spider-Man or She-Hulk or Crystal, whoever comes in and subs in, like all the dynamics between the characters, they're dynamite. There he is. That's why Ash is my bestie from the Westie. I knew I wasn't the only one in the chat. Hickman FF isn't just the best FF. It's among the best Marvel Comics runs ever. Word.
That's awesome.
If I had 5 comics on a desert island and I could only have 5 comics, Hickman's FF is one of them. And now Rhaegar says, now for the real test, ask Zach what his favorite Fantastic Four movie is. God. It's the Rise of the Silver Surfer. Of the 3 that we have, I'm picking Rise of the Silver Surfer. They had a really cool animated, they had a neat like anime inspired animated series. That was interesting.
That's hilarious. So,
yeah. Just actually, and so it's funny because Fantastic Four was one of the first comic titles I got into when I was reading comics, and I kind of fell out of it for a while, and now I'm like getting back into it. I'm like jumping straight into the deep end, trying to get all kinds of FF books. Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yeah, but Ash, to 14-year-old me, Rise of the Silver Surfer was pretty awesome. For 14-year-old Zach that didn't know all the history and wasn't like Breen level educated, I thought it was pretty cool. And it had Jessica Alba. You can forgive a lot of stuff if Jessica Alba is in it.
Right?
Like, what are you watching? Or what are you looking at?
Me? No.
Yeah. You're just like sitting there, just like letting these guys roast me.
No one's roasting you at all.
They're trying to. Oh, yeah. Well, there was Cloud Galactus. You are right about that, Rhaegar. You are correct. There was Cloud Galactus. That was a bit of a letdown. Even I knew better than to... Even I was like, really, guys? I know what Galactus looks like. He's not a cloud. Ash says, best FF movie is called The Incredibles. That is actually a good point. Yeah, I'll change my answer to The Incredibles. That's a good point. Incredibles 1. Incredibles 2 was... I was kind of disappointed. That was mid. You can throw up mid for Incredibles 2 because Incredibles 2 was really mid. Maranya says, then again, I like the FF animated series, the 60s through and including the 90s. There was a 90s Fantastic Four animated series. Did not know that. Austin P says, I think I know what scene made Zach love Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yes, I bet you do. It's the one where Silver Surfer is and Johnny Storm are flying all around New York City. That was like such an adrenaline.
I'm just saying, when you start pissing on everybody, this is what's going to happen to you, Zach. They're going to show up at your house.
Is that what you've been looking for this whole time?
It's accurate.
Well, now I know what you've been doing.
Well, we know that Breen's in there because Breen's that old. So he's
that is true. You could probably find a few 4-color fossils in there. Jay, the Terrifics are not better than the Fantastic Four. The Terrifics are great, but they're not better than the Fantastic Four at all. The Terrifics are the Fantastic Four if they switched powers.
Like, I mean, if Alicia died in the second movie, we riot.
She didn't die.
No,
they did have a cool Stan Lee cameo where he was like trying to get into the wedding where Reed and Sue were about to get married. He's like, I'm on the list. I'm Stan Lee. And they wouldn't let him in. That was a really poor Stan Lee impersonation. I apologize.
I'm guessing the scene where Sue Storm turned invisible but had to take off her clothes.
That was in the first movie.
Yeah.
That was the first one. And the second one, because there's something with Johnny's powers when he touches people, they switch powers. So in the second movie, he touches Sue and Sue sets on fire and her skin's not... She doesn't wear the suit that reacts to being flameproof. So she burns all of her clothes off.
Yep.
Also, they introduced Frankie Ray, who would later become Nova, but they didn't turn her into Nova.
Who we heard last night was the better Nova.
Richard Rider.
No, somebody in the chat said that Frankie Ray is the best Nova.
Frankie Ray is a Nova, but she's not who I think of when you say Nova. Like, I think of Richard Rider from New Warriors.
When you say Nova, I think of the car.
So you say Nova, I think of the Human Rocket.
Human Rocket sounds a little suspect there, bro.
Well, no, that was his thing when he was first created, and like his first comic series that he was called Nova, the Human Rocket.
Why are we kicking Jay because he's trolling? Is he trolling the troll? No, trolling our trolls.
Jay says Dan Didio is greater than Stan Lee. Wow.
There's still good Nova.
That's not true.
You've never ridden it.
That's not true.
You've never ridden a Boss Nova. They're awesome.
Richard Rider was awesome as Nova. Who was the new one? Sam Alexander? He was weak. He's a weak Nova.
I'm literally shaking. He's turning it into SJW over there. Careful, he's getting triggered.
Rhaegar's like every Harry Potter boycotter on Twitter. That's like, how can you play that game?
Oh, that website apparently made a website. When is this trans horrible book? Or I guess the angry people who are the LGBT crowd were upset of it. But the trans representation was only like a minute.
Well, so it's funny. I didn't see that. I saw some people that were like, I saw some people that was the opposite. They're like, ha, all you transphobes that bought Hogwarts Legacy, now there's a trans character in your, and everybody was just like, dude, nobody said we hated trans.
Well, apparently the story was that they created a website. They bought rights to a domain, and it's like, and then they had this, I forgot what the concept was, but it was something like anti whatever, and it got taken down.
There was a website there was one where you could type in the name of like your favorite Twitch streamer. See if they had played Hogwarts. Like it was called something that wizard game or who streamed that wizard game, and you could type in and find out if someone played it.
Got taken down.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That is pretty funny. I was actually on Twitch last night when it came out for release, and so Twitch, you can look up streams by game, like you can look up different video games, so you might see like Call of Duty, a couple thousand people streaming, Fire Emblem, whatever. Hogwarts Legacy had almost 300,000 people streaming and watching last night. It blew everything else out the water.
Austin P, he pre-ordered it, so you got to play it last night right after the auction.
I did. I started it. I played it for like a half hour. It was late. I had to work this morning. So I picked it up when I got home from work. I am on House Hufflepuff.
So here's my problem with that game. We have PlayStation VR. Why isn't there a wand you can use?
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Remember PS4? Well, the PS4 had the snow cones.
Yes, I remember the snow cones.
Where's the VR for these games? These are interactive games. Like there was a VR Iron Man where you could like, and I think it came with the actual glove.
I imagine it's a whole lot of. I imagine there's some different programming that goes into consideration when you're doing VR.
So Rhaegar says he's been playing the Dead Space remake. So that's what my friend's probably playing. Because she said she's playing Dead Space, and I'm like, is this the original one? Because she has Game Pass. Could check out MP Real, EMPY and REAL _ and the word Goddess GODDESS. She's been playing the Dead Space, and man, that is crazy too. There's another girl I saw who usually does is it something Watson?
Emma Watson? Hermione?
No, not Emily. No. she's does all those conservative talk posts or shows reviews. She's a
Lauren Chen.
Not Laura Chen. This is another one. I think it's just Dr. something Watson. I don't know. I'm gonna butcher the name. Regardless, so what I like, my favorite thing when you watch people playing these games, the people who hate zombies and jump scares, and she's one of those people. And she was playing the game, and I said, like, now it seemed legit. I know there are people who fake getting scared and stuff. I'm the person, I don't like when you have to play in pitch black dark. I'm looking at the Dead Space, and there's
Sydney
this creature.
Watson, Rhaegar says.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Sydney Watson. Yeah. She just created her own channel. It's just going to be her playing games, which is kind of cool because I'd rather watch people play the game, see what their takes are, because some people get really jump scared and there are other people who are just like, yeah, I'll just go through it. Oh, that was dumb. That's lame. It's like, why are you playing the game then? Yeah. Anyway, though, my point is there is a level in there where you have to like do stuff. And the problem is there's this creature you cannot kill. It's a boss. It's almost like a mini boss. It has like 6 arms. It's chasing you through the dark. You only have a flashlight. You got to try and get through this one part, and it keeps coming back. You can kill it. It respawns. Oh, it's like that would just drive me nuts. That's like the nemesis. You can really drop him down to the knee. And was it Resident Evil 2? But what are you smiling about there over there?
I put it in the chat. So Jay's been doing like Didio better than Stan Lee, and then he said like Comics Tom is better than Breen. So I put in the chat, I said Rhaegar is better than Jay. And Rhaegar got upset because he read it too fast. And he's like, wait a second, I take it back. I was like, nope, too late. Now Jay is better than Rhaegar.
Oh. Oh, man. So, have you been following My Hero Academia at all?
Oh, I'm so far behind on My Hero
Oh,
Academia.
you're like,
I have to
so
get
Ash.
caught up.
So
I got caught up. I've been watching. So I watched. There's an anime called Chainsaw Man, which is insane. So I watched through the whole season of that. It's like 12 episodes. It's a guy who like has like Wolverine, but instead of claws, he has chainsaws come out of his hands, and then his head becomes a chainsaw. It's insane, and it has the best anime equivalent of Harley Quinn that I've ever seen. So I've been watching that, been watching Spy Family, and I've been binging One Piece. I'm trying to get caught up. I'm past episode 1000 now. I'm in like 1006. So I need to get back into My Hero.
So they're already talking about doing a 4th movie now of Ant-Man.
Well, I guess he lives.
Right?
Way to go, guys. I was like, maybe he dies at the end. Maybe he like dies protecting his daughter. Well, no, I don't think so.
Do you think they'll kill off Hank Pym?
Hank, I could see them killing off because Michael Douglas is probably like, I'm too old for this. I think that if it was done right, I think you could get away with killing Hank, maybe even Janet.
Oh, you imagine if they just have Kang just goes right through him? Like, just...
I don't want to speculate too much because I don't want to guess something and then be right. I want to go into it. I want to go into it not knowing what to expect. I'm hearing lots of good things about it. I'm hearing a lot of really good stuff about Quantumania. Yeah, I haven't seen any of season 6, Ash. I need to get caught up.
The upcoming Daredevil will be really smart, and it's going to surprise everyone. It's going to be a musical.
If it's good, it'll surprise. Look, if it's good, it'll surprise me. So, yeah. I mean, he might not be wrong.
For behind the scenes update on Born Again, revealing that the upcoming Daredevil series hasn't started filming yet, though it's currently deep into pre-production. Regarding Born itself again, it says going to be very, very cool, very different than the Netflix. Oh, very different than the Netflix show, which we know was amazing. Yet this is a brand new and really smart.
Time. Related article: Daredevil Born Again reportedly hired real-life lawyers as writers. Why the bleep did they not do that for She-Hulk? When it was like originally going to be like a courtroom show, and the writers like, we don't know how to write that. Why not hire real life mother flipper? Oh, that angers me. I'm like Rhaegar right now. I'm literally shaking. I'm good though. I'm okay. Singing Kingpin, says Eric Brain.
Yeah.
Let Vince.
Kazar.
I'm sure he can. Vincent D'Onofrio is incredibly talented.
I'm going to kill you.
Rhaegar says, I didn't think Chainsaw Man would be a show Zach would like. I am a man with a variety of taste.
We do another Daredevil with Kingpin. We're going to get When I Was a Boy.
When I was a young warthog.
And I agree, Ash. Properties.
I agree.
Phineas and Ferb.
Well, I was going to say One Piece, but sure, Phineas and Ferb. Dude, Perry the Platypus is pretty legit, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. That's what I said. Like, you're like, who cares about this? I got Perry back, man. I want some Perry Platypus.
Perry was my good luck charm back when I played fantasy football. He was my mascot that I would have for my team. You could put your little avatar, and I would always put Perry the Platypus. And I won. I didn't win, but I came close to winning the first 2 seasons.
When I was a boy.
I murdered my father and cut up his body.
Yeah, it ended at run in 2015. Wow, I thought it was ended. I thought it was like ended earlier than that. But apparently,
that sounds about right. Now watch, they're gonna bring it back and they're gonna do like a whole musical number like the Proud Family reboot did.
Oh,
see that?
No, I did not see it. I didn't even watch
it. Dude, if my eyes could roll any further back into my head.
We're getting 2 seasons of this.
2?
Right off the bat.
Wow. Interesting. Yes. And yet they won't reboot Tailspin.
Why would
down,
they?
Disney.
I wouldn't
Because
want them to. I'm scared
Tailspin
about
was
this.
incredible. What's this? Which one?
Oh no,
which this are you
Phineas and
referring
Ferb.
to? Phineas and Ferb? You're scared about it?
Yeah.
You mean?
Because it comes to animations, we've seen with Disney when they reboot stuff. There's a
Yeah,
tendency
but
to
I
go
don't
woke.
think. I mean, I don't. Well, what can you do with Phineas and Ferb to make it woke though? There are a couple of kids in Australia. Well, Perry the Platypus is going to be like trans now.
No, he's going to be gay. He's going to be gay.
Perry's in love with Dr. whatever Berg his name is. That's why they fight all the time. It's like built up.
No, so
gay
Perry
angst.
the Platypus will be gay, and the Doctor will be a MAGA guy. They'll make him into like an.
I thought you were trying to say homagy again.
I only use that word when it's appropriate. And we're not talking about Johnny Quest.
Doofenshmirtz. Thank you, Brain. Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
Or in Austin. Thank you. Ash says, I just now assume MCU will suck, and if I'm wrong, I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I mean, there are some titles that I still have standards for, like Ant-Man and Guardians, but other than that, that's pretty much my approach.
This has always been my take on this too, Rhaegar. Sounds like Dungeons and Dragons.
It would be, honestly, it would be more entertaining if it was like that. It would be.
Well, it's all fantasy. You're picking stuff, and then it's interactive, I guess.
Yeah. Rhaegar says, let's just make a whole bunch of non-connected movies and shows that are one-offs that never spawn. See, look, I agree. I think I'm tired of all. Listen, I get Marvel and DC. It's all the same universe. I get that, but let's at least get some new properties and some new IPs out there. Good Lord, y'all.
Yeah.
You can put out Green Hornet and Rocketeer. Those guys don't need to be in Marvel or DC. They can just be out there in their own little bubbles.
If anybody ever comes out, gets a Perry the Platypus like actual puppet, you're welcome to come on the show. I'll just say that. But you got to be able to do the voice.
Oh, I can't do the noise. That little. I can't. That even felt weird doing. I can't do that.
Is that Predator?
No, Perry makes a noise. It's like the Predator noise, but it's lighter.
Clicking noise?
Something. Yeah, it's a clicking type of thing. Whatever. I may or may not be Googling Perry the Platypus puppets right now.
So, all right. It's still a go despite cancellation rumors. Why are we getting this?
Maybe Keanu's. Maybe he really wants it.
The first movie, we got it out there to the plebs who wanted this. We don't need another one.
Maybe he really liked it. Let Keanu have fun. Lots of people like Keanu Reeves. Listen, Keanu Reeves is on a high right now. Keanu Reeves pretty much sold a video game that had a lot of bugs and reasons that nobody should buy it. I think if he wants to do it, if he's impressed with the story, I don't see why not.
Yay. Linda
Rick
Carter.
And Morty. Yeah, what a twisted.
The creators haven't been on speaking terms for several seasons.
Yeah, apparently the creator, what was it? One of the creators got fired from the show, and I saw an article.
Justin Roiland, they're trying to say he had like child porn on his computer.
Yeah,
I don't think
they found text messages on his phone, and
but if now we learned that the creators haven't been speaking to each other, how do we know that it wasn't planted to make them look bad?
I'm not a Rick and Morty fan. Honestly, I think Rick and Morty is overhyped.
Well, my thing is too. I think
it was like a year. Everybody was looking for the Mulan Szechuan sauce, and I was like, "What on earth, y'all? Give it a rest."
So here's my question about this. We all know that a lot of stuff goes on in Hollywood that that gets swept on the rug or no one gives two shits about. But somehow, for some reason, when someone says child porn, we got to cancel that person. I understand that it's a horrible thing. You should be canceled, but everything else should not be excused on.
Cancellation should be the lightest thing that happens to you if you're caught with that stuff. Like, you should be flayed.
I just thought it was so weird, though. It's like seriously, when it comes to that stuff, why is it like, but everything else can go? You can commit murder like Ezra Miller, but the minute you do anything with that, photos.
You can have a cult. You can smack a woman to the ground.
You can choke her too. You can throw a chair at her. color bitch, and
Well,
then
it's a
wear
bunch of-
and then put on her dress.
It's a bunch of hypocrisy and BS
No,
is what it is.
Rick and Morty season 1 and 2. Those are fun. They even had the guy Justin Roiland just did a video game. He was a voice for one of the characters in this video game that came out recently for the. And
I think I know the video game you're talking about.
And it's all these little creators, and the guy you're companion with, the gun or whatever.
Yeah, the gun talks to you, right?
Yeah, it's Morty.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Imagine if fans actually cared about pedophiles in Hollywood. But imagine if the actual government cared about it and actually went after them, and they actually went to jail. They didn't get this like, oh, here's some money, you're slap on the wrist.
Imagine if the government cared as much about pedophiles in Hollywood as they did about communists in Hollywood back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
Of course, they probably don't, because there's probably a good number of them in the government.
So anyway,
that's a whole different tinfoil hat.
So anyway, the fact is ending is kind of like, I'm surprised it didn't just end weird, but it's weird because it's like now I learned that the two guys behind it don't like each other. So I wonder if that's even a false accusation against them, to smear them, or maybe it's true. Regardless, so and they said they organized and lobbied for his firing, and the staff did.
Oh wow.
So that here now, this is CBR. This is all secondhand news.
Well, I mean, look, CBR.
This is from the Hollywood Reporter
stuff recently. Yeah,
the Hollywood Reporter apparently revealed this. So, I mean, go to Hollywood Reporter. You can read this whole entire article. I'm not going to read through it, but this came out today, and yep. Dan Harmon on the left and Justin Roiland on the right. I don't know what Dan Harmon does. He must do the animation.
He's a writer. He wrote Community.
Okay. So I guess
yeah.
Justin Roiland is the guy who speaks for all the characters on the show.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Ash and Rhaegar are like, imagine if the government wasn't. They're going like political and like, imagine if all these terrible. And Miranya's like, I saw we just discussed comic books and comic related properties.
Well, the problem is
us true to our roots. That's sad.
Yeah, comic artist, Stargirl Go-Creator died. Yep.
Oh man, that's a.
This is why we don't talk about comic news, Maranya.
Gummit. His art style was so good for that book too.
It fit because it's cartoonish. It
was cartoony and like light.
It was aimed towards kids. The whole story was.
That's such a. Oh man, that's rough.
He passed away back around January 15. But yeah,
wow.
Apparently. So it's February 7th.
Yeah, wow. They took a long time to announce that.
Yeah. He worked on Dynamite Highlander. Oh, cool.
I didn't know he worked on Wonder Woman and Batman and Legion. That's kind of cool. X-Force.
Yep. Dragon Prince. Yeah.
That's a bummer. 53. That's way too young.
Wow. I said Anne Wearing, 46 years old or 45.
Mm-hmm.
That's even younger.
Yeah.
That's now. Yeah. 53 years old. That, that's not, I mean, it's young still compared to now back in the 1800s. They'd say, oh, you're ancient, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's weird how our life expectancy has changed now.
Oh yeah, it's much higher now than it was even back in the 30s.
I mean, 20 years from now, we're gonna have people with their heads floating in jars. They're still alive. Robot bodies will be like MODOK. Yeah. Well, the other thing I don't really like to go through this stuff because sometimes they tell you, oh, spoiler here, spoiler this. So, actually, comic writer defends Superman and Lois' spicy love life.
Hey, man, you don't gotta defend it to me. I understand. Let them do what they want to do. As long behind closed door. Look, Superman. I actually had feelings about this because I remember we talked about Action Comics. And you didn't like that Lois Lane held on to like his War World get up.
Well, no, I don't like is the fact that John's going in the closet. This is a callback to when Bendis had. He
shouldn't be going back in. He's out, right?
I know, but going back. This is going back to when Bendis had An aged up Jonathan Kent naked in the shower. Lois Lane, ooh, it's Clark. I'm gonna go have sex with him in the shower.
I think it's
clothes off,
different than that.
and she finds it's not her son. It's her
Yeah.
son. It's
Well,
it's
I
not.
think it's different than that. I can see how you might piece those together. I think this is different
Yeah.
though. I don't think it's like Lois sees John going into the closet and is trying to make him put on the same outfit. But no.
All right,
Look,
all right.
they're married. They're married.
So basically,
Whatever.
this is the screenshot that Mr. and Mrs. Soup had posted. An image of backstory when John Ricks, those who did from the Action Comics, says it's historically accurate, even more important. Trez Sexy says this. Lois, the streets and buildings around the Daily Planet are torn up from my fight with Doombreaker. Metropolis is just traffic is so awful that Perry asked everyone to remotely. And you decided to go really not. As for the suit, let's just say your mom did the packing. It's historically accurate and even more important. Trez Sexy. Yuck.
I mean, look, I don't think this is out of character for Lois. Lois is a city girl. And look, married couples, look, you're married. As long as both of them are okay, do what you want. But bringing it up in front of the 10-year-old kid, probably not great.
So even though that thing was written by
that was Philip Kennedy Johnson.
So Phil Kennedy, no.
No. Okay, no,
that was Van Jurgen's backup story.
That was the Jurgen story.
Yeah. So Kennedy came to his back him up, which I think is kind of cool because usually these guys who he's like, yeah, I had nothing to do with this, or they condone them. They
they throw them under a bus.
So someone complained, said Lois is supposed to be Clark's loving and sportive wife, not a kink where she likes to fucking guy and make her hubby wear sexy outfits for sex purposes. That's my problem with it. You know what though? Heterosexual couples do have kinks.
Look. And
they're not like pegging and someone sings Christmas stories or even like just wearing like the BDSM. No, there are some who are into that. I can see Clark and Lois having they're a couple. Now
they're married. Who cares? Yes. They're married, and I assume. I mean, I can't believe we're having this conversation about fictional characters. But like, if they were real, whatever they want to do behind closed doors, that's their business. Now, again, talking about it in front of your 10-year-old kid, probably not the greatest thing.
Now, I'm going to say Tom Wilhurst probably has a problem, or probably there's a problem with this because it's two heterosexual characters. If it's Bernard being railed by Tim, or vice versa, I'm all for it. Yeah,
I don't know if I would say that. There are people that will swing harder in the opposite direction where like they just don't want to see any type of affection or any type of hetero, homo, whatever type of sexuality. So it's not whatever. I'm not going to get into this anymore.
Did you see there's a J. Edgar series coming? No, it did not.
J. Edgar, the artist, J. Edgar.
You don't watch Bosch, do you?
No, but there is
you are definitely not cool now.
There's a comic artist named Jacob Edgar. That's who I was thinking of. He's a really good comic artist, actually.
No, but I'm pretty sure he's referring to a spinoff series from Bosch.
Gotcha. I have not made my way to Bosch yet.
And he's also on The Wire too. So, man, even Pixel has watched Bosch. Ash has watched Bosch. The fact that you haven't watched Bosch just shows that you are not a cool person at all, bro. Zigzag.
Right on cue. I do have to say, I think Jay does make a good point here. He says, I don't want to read about my characters. I agree. I do think that there are some things better left off panel, and that, if you want to imagine it, headcanon it, then, I think there's some stuff that's better off not written.
But they're not showing it on panel, though. They're just showing
that's true.
So it's not like we're seeing, like, him wearing the gladiator outfit he was wearing when he was on Warworld.
Yes,
without costume, and
save that for the romance novel variant cover.
We're gonna see Lois Lane in the tight leather with the riding crop. You've been a bad Superboy.
Okay, well, I'm walking.
So anyway, so Phil Kennedy, going back to the article or the thing here, he says you have the power of the gods, and you don't use it to make your partner feel like a goddess when you're together. You were seriously doing it wrong. Part of Lois and Clark's relationship is how into each other they are. Also, kink and where or sorry, I know I didn't want to say. It's pronounced whore, so we don't get canceled. Don't mean
it's
the same
like
thing.
Cool whip.
Now,
I agree with part of that. I agree with the first part. I mean, Lois and Clark are into each other. That's one of the reasons I think they work as a couple. But again, I think there's stuff that you can leave off page. Especially, I mean, Superman is arguably more kid. I mean, he's definitely more kid friendly than Batman.
Yeah.
And so if you have a book that kids are going to be reading, probably not the best thing to put.
So yeah. So basically, as before, John Kent accidentally finds his father's gladiator outfit in Warworld, complete with the laser and chains, hanging in his parents' closet. Lois quickly rushes over and slams the closet door, and says, "Hey, were you looking for something, sweetie?" And John turned red and walks away. Whereas fans, remember when you went through your things, the whole thing about personal space? I do. So he basically calls him a little bitch. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, I was about to say, the funny thing is she's not wrong. He is kind of a little bitch.
Yeah, and he's still talking about Bosch over there. There's the third.
Bosch.
Now, I remember in the book series, but is that going to be another? Is it going to be a TV series with the other character? That'd be cool too. Like, I'm okay for spinoffs, but if you're going to have spinoffs, you got to at least have some supporting characters from the other shows.
True. Yeah, some connective tissue,
especially for J. Edgar, because he's still working with Crate and Barrel, unless they retired. But I don't know. John sees that and says, "Jay would look hot in that."
I'd be like, no.
To be fair, we're not talking about you, Jay, in the chat.
I'd be like Bruce Banner putting on the Hulk's pants. Like, it would just fall off of him. He's so scrawny. Like, there's no way he'd fill that out.
Even when he's the Hulk, he doesn't fill it out. That's why he's so angry.
Yeah,
no. Like I said, I thought it was kind of funny.
It's definitely not something I expected to be talking about.
Yeah, we talked about this last night too on Aaron Ash saying they're going to introduce John Kent into the new version of
Injustice.
Yeah.
Yep. See, I'm sorry. This is the point where I'm like, okay, Tom Taylor is officially out of ideas because now he's going back. He's circled around and going back to the thing that put him on the map in the first place. Yeah. And I think that when you do that, it means that you're out. It means you're tapped out of ideas. So, sorry, Tom.
We're gonna
finish up Deceased and then get that retirement check.
We're gonna have Jay.
Royalties.
We're gonna have Jay, homosexual Jay, killed the heterosexual evil father. I don't know.
Plot twist: evil Superman kills Jay.
Yeah,
it won't happen, but just something to think about. Yo, did you see that Luke Cage miniseries article? This blew my mind. Because so this was, I think this was what they had planned for his anniversary, actually.
Yeah, and canceled over fear of right-wing nuts. Wow. First of all, calling us nuts.
I know. I identify as a fruit and not a nut. Thank you very much. No, I'm just kidding.
You can't. It's once it's out of the closet, you can't say anymore.
That's true. I mean, look. All right, so obviously the writer of this miniseries, he says he took a lot of themes from like the police protest of 2020, George Floyd, all of that, and he put Luke Cage. Now, I thought actually, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. I thought his idea was kind of original.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna do the article here. So he says this. He says it says, despite the three-issue miniseries being canceled in November 2021, when the third issue was already halfway done, the writer is still working with Marvel and spoke about his enjoyment doing a Blade project and cool stuff for the company. Cool. However, he admitted that Luke Cage was painful, man. Opening up about the circumstances of how right-wing nuts and City of Fire's real-world subject matter spooked Marvel into not releasing the title. Why? Because they're gonna you know why? They're gonna turn him into an Antifa probably person.
Well, no. So what they were doing, if you read the synopsis, so if this was George Floyd, Luke Cage would have been put in the position, I think, so there was going to be a black guy killed by a cop because Marvel doesn't have ideas. But Luke Cage was going to be hired by the murdered guy's mother to defend the cop from protesters and rioters.
Oh yeah, George Floyd and Kyle Rittenhouse. Well, of course they would.
So it's like if George Floyd's mother hired somebody to protect Derek Chauvin. I'm using the real world names. I don't know. It sounded interesting to me. It's like, what if the mom of the murder victim hired Luke Cage to defend the alleged murderer from the crowds? It seems like an interesting concept to me.
Yeah, it says it here. So what happened if mother George Floyd hired Luke Cage to protect Derek Chauvin, her son's
There you
murderer?
Go. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's an interesting synopsis. I probably would have read it.
I think he's a salty little bitch because they said they wouldn't do this because they know no one would buy this trash. It's a trash article, and why would you do anything that's But
it wouldn't have sold.
I am proud for Marvel for actually having an editor saying you're a fucking nut job. We're not going to do this shit.
You think they canceled it because they didn't want to just see like stacks of issues on the shelves not being bought?
Well, they know they can only get away with so much bullshit, but they knew that this would just be no one would buy it, and
that would be bad optics too.
Yeah,
after all the protesting and virtue signaling that they all do.
Yeah.
I mean, look. The synopsis sounded interesting to me, and I'm one of the people that they would call a right wing.
This was during the trial.
This would have been in 2021, maybe.
Kyle Rittenhouse was cleared of all charges in 2022.
That was just last year, wasn't it? Jeez, I forgot about that.
So they would have been basically painting Kyle Rittenhouse in a murder, and I bet you history would have had Kyle Rittenhouse's character go into jail.
Well, Kyle Rittenhouse's character or
and they probably also yeah. What bullshit site wrote that article? This is CBR.
CBR.
This is CBR.
For every good article they write, they put out like 4 pieces of crap.
They were really worried that there
3 listicles.
So Anderson goes on to say they are really worried that there was going to be some blowback with the Kyle Rittenhouse lovers of the world or whatever. So they chose to take the cautious route. Yeah, you can see some of the interior art if it loads.
That's actually pretty cool art. It's a shame. That's boring. For a comic book, you want action, not just people standing around. That one's pretty cool. I like the way the city looks with the green.
There's the cop right there. The mom.
Yeah. See, but that's the thing, though, is the mom wanting to defend him from the crowds. That's the part that stood out to me, I should say.
I wonder if the mom said that my son was wrong. He was a crackhead. And
that would have been different for sure.
Maybe that's why Marvel didn't want to do it.
Maybe.
saying that the cop was justified. Yeah. Oh man. Like I said, there's a lot of shit out there. I'm kind of glad that wasn't. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But then they got stuff like this. Marvel's Red Goblin Power is named after a popular meme. Shit.
Oh, good lord. I'm so tired of red goblins and gold goblins and all of this stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I don't think there's any movie reviews or movie news. Sorry, not reviews.
Quantumania doesn't come out until next Friday, which I'm hoping you go see it.
I've been have you watched any of the Resident Evil animated movies?
No, my sister's been telling me about them. She actually liked the Netflix series.
The Netflix series had a lot of problems with it.
Yeah,
but it was
she'll be the first one to tell me. She's a big Resident Evil fan, but she'll be the first one to say, "Oh yeah, this there's plot holes, there's problems." But she has fun with it though. I'm the same way with Fast and Furious. Obviously there's problems, but I'm gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
So I did like the remakes they did, like Resident Evil 2. The remaster was really good.
Well, the great thing is I actually am on Chrome. I can actually play the sound, but I don't know if we'll get flagged or not. It's on YouTube, right? I don't think I'll get in trouble. It's not like I'm.
If you want to roll the dice, doesn't mean. Doesn't mean nothing to me.
No, but I don't know.
Ash says we need a rainbow goblin. Why not?
Can you guys
need a
see
rainbow
this?
goblin and a rainbow
Like
beetle.
Well, I made it bigger? You guys can see this?
Yeah.
So, all right, cool.
From Sony Pictures.
It's not so loud. Stretch out. What the heck is this thing? Wow, this is really messed up.
It knows what you're trying to do.
Right? What the heck? Wow. It's gonna be like that. It looks normal if you do this, you know. If I do this, it looks
no, it's all slanted. I can't see it. No.
Yeah, that's weird. Well,
yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know. I've been liking the animated stuff. The movies, the Resident Evil movies, the animated stuff. I guess you call it the CG, not really animated CG.
Yeah,
they've been better than the movies. Yeah.
Well, the Mila Jovovich movies are straight up trash. Except for the second. The second one's okay. I like the second one, but
the first two I like. Maybe even the third
Raccoon City. I don't care for the first one. 3 is okay. But Raccoon City, the one where they're getting out of Raccoon City, is probably my favorite one.
That's the second one, I believe, right? Yeah.
That's number 2.
Yep. With the dogs, and they're like, "Who the hell are you? Shut up, you don't live."
That's the one.
Dude, that's all I wanted was a Raccoon City movie, and what do we got? Was shit. The live action. The one that came out last year, but
yeah, that was kind of
an and Ant-Man built.
Hang on, that's interesting. How Ant-Man 3 built the. Okay, hold on now. Without overuse, so did they use a lot of like practical sets?
It looks that way, doesn't it?
All right, so now my interest is piqued because whenever I see a movie that uses more practical effects than overusing CGI, that gets my attention.
So they've done. We saw the Avengers. Remember they're usually on green boxes, standing up and all. Costume and wires.
Yeah.
So this all could be CG still.
It could be, but I mean, if they're using a lot of, I'm gonna pull up that article on my own.
Rania, I'm calling you out. That video has trail flashbacks of scrambled pay channels.
Now, I can't find that article on my screen. That's okay though. I probably don't need to.
All right, so they said explain how you you didn't buy them. Brought director Peyton Reed's vision of the quantum realm to life. They agreed that the quantum realm where Ant-Man's world takes place, the vast world within the worlds. What we didn't want is to become a Marco photography. We didn't want it to be too CG heavy, even though we knew it'd be relying on VFX and CGI ultimately. But we want to do is try and make it a real tangible process as possible, places as possible, so that when we go down there with our protagonists, we can feel it and touch it and smell it. Oh my.
Okay. I respect that. That's cool. I like that.
They built various practical sets for the movie to achieve the goal. Cool.
Very cool. Okay. Awesome. Yo, I'm for that. Listen, one thing that is apparent if you and I love the Star Wars. I love the Star Wars prequels, but everything is on green screen, and you can tell.
So Paul Rudd on here, we called an unfortunate mix-up with one of the practical sets. According to Paul Rudd, the team ordered especially cheap dirt to create a surface of a strange plant in the quantum realm. It wasn't until they had already started filming that they realized the ground was actually manure. When we were filming, he says it was horrendous. We got to the point where they all realized, we need to do something about this because this smells so bad. We can't film here. So some idiot who probably gets paid $6 an hour, or some intern like, We need
More
this.
than
Oh,
$6 if it's a Marvel movie. You're getting paid more than $6.
they hire guys. The guy goes out there, goes there, and he goes, I wonder how much you ordered though. How in order to do that sec, you like order like a couple trucks worth. You know,
Ash, I get that the prequels are over 20. The age of the prequels is not what I'm talking about.
yeah.
What I'm talking about is how it's all CGI and all green screen. And you compare those to the original trilogy, and there's a night and day difference between the settings and the backgrounds. Yeah. There's some great stuff you can do with CGI, and I like the stuff that you can do. But when you start to over rely on it, I think it takes a lot of character out of the movies.
So here's the other thing they said here. They also said that don't need to bring it in the quantum realm, the loveness. So the Steve that the creatures that will be introduced in the movie. He stated that while quantum realm is completely different from space, they still took inspiration from the franchise like Star Wars. You can have random creatures in that fun Star Wars way. We have our version of Star Wars cantina scene. Paul, who shot first?
Interesting.
Just do the Han Solo scene. Can you imagine that?
I don't know if they'll
that'd be
do
that. you know, Zach, that would be a great homage.
Avatar 2 still over relies on CGI, Ash. I'm sorry. all these CGI. Endgame did it too. Endgame over relied on CGI. The Hobbit movies had an overabundance of CGI. And you watch the Hobbits and compare it to Lord of the Rings, night and day difference in quality. I say this is somebody that loves both trilogies.
They're getting a filming date.
Finally! It's about darn time. I still don't like the director. They still should have got Brad Bird.
They're going to be filming. Originally, it revealed the plans were the place to begin filming in
a year.
Next year. Yeah, 2024. Yeah. Although they originally planned it later in 2024. It recently delayed. Instead of launching November 8th, it's going to come out on 2025 Valentine's Day.
So I got to wait 2 years. I got to wait 2 years for a Fantastic Four movie. I'm going to be 37 when Fantastic Four hopefully gets a good movie.
Wow.
Salty Zach is about to come out and play.
37, bro. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to be 37.
Yeah. I'm going to be almost going on 40. I'll be 40 in June.
Yeah, that kind of ticks me off a little bit. I don't want to be on the other half of my 30s when this movie comes out.
Holy crap!
I'm going to be closer to Reed Richards' age than Johnny Storm's age, and
Ash is going to be close to Bree's age.
Breen's going to be close to Moses' age, if he's not already.
Breen will be our Harrison Ford. We'll have him joining our panel when he's 90. Breen, you're here. We are this. We're all the fossils. Really will be fossils.
He's going to be all cantankerous like Harrison Ford.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. These are all from 10 hours ago. How many articles do they post per day? How many freaking
Oh yeah, they got to put those articles. Got to get those clicks.
I hope they don't have Rocket killed off in this. It'd be horrible.
Dude, I'm not lying. I don't know anything, but I'm betting multiple people die in Guardians 3. I'm going to bet multiple people.
I'm going to say this. My prediction is Batista's character, Drax.
Batista, look, it's going to be Drax. It's going to be Rocket, maybe Nebula. Those are my bets. At least 3. Maybe more.
And maybe it's going to be real at the end that Chris Pratt killed them all because he had a list.
No, I think Pratt might actually die too. They've said that this team of Guardians is not going to be going forward after Guardians 3. So there's the article I was reading last night. Universal crushing Disney at the animated box office.
Yeah.
Love it. Love to see it. Puss in Boots is fantastic, y'all. It's seriously way better than it has any right to be. It's the third. So according to the box office analysts, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is the third animated film in this post-COVID era to cross $150 million at the domestic box office. The other 2 movies were Minions: The Rise of Gru and Sing 2, and all 3 were released by Universal Pictures.
Breen, why do you gotta? Breen, I just saw a page from Spider-Man number 19. art looks rushed, and the dialogue is terrible. Why do you gotta telling me this? I mean, you're killing my excitement, bro.
Puss in Boots is Ash. Puss in Boots is a cartoon. It's not a movie starring like live action people like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or whatever.
I guarantee if I go to watch Avatar and sit there for 3 hours without having any bathroom breaks, the anxiety attack in here scene with Puss in Boots will be better than anything in Avatar.
Dude, Puss in Boots, dude, that scene, like, I'm not gonna lie, that was for a kids movie.
Dude, that's really, it legitimately made me want to cry because I was like, oh my gosh, because like I grew up with anxieties and panic attacks like that too, and like to see and that actually does it right.
The villain, it's like, good Lord, man, this is a kid's show. What on earth are you doing putting a villain like that in here?
Yeah.
It was insane.
I have no, and I'll make this clear. I have no ill. I troll Ash because I know Ash really loves Avatar. So, yes. But I have no hatred towards it.
No,
I just have no interest in seeing it. It's not because like I hate it, or like I just have no interest in seeing it. I watched part of the first one. I lost interest halfway through, and I just didn't care to watch the rest.
That's fair.
For those who are going in it and saying, "Oh, it sucks," and you've never seen it,
yeah,
you have no voice. Now, the people who actually went in and actually watched it wanted to like it, came out and saying it was horrible. Their opinions are valid too. You may not agree with them, but it's still an opinion.
Exactly. You got to eat your vegetables before you can decide you don't like them.
But like I said, I'm curious with now. This is Avatar 2. I think a lot of people probably now I don't know how many people did, but I'm sure a good chunk went to go see Avatar 2 because it's the first time it's been all years. They want to see these problems, all this new technology. They want to see what it is. Now the third one may drop off. Who knows?
Who knows? But
I'm curious to see what happens with the third one, though. Actually, because of that,
I am actually too. I am curious to see how he pulls out the third one.
The third one, they're going to bring back another person from the dead. No. All right, so it's gonna be the Way of Snow. Go through all the things.
I was about to say James Cameron's riffing off of Avatar, the Fire Nation. Then you're gonna have the Earth Kingdom.
It is impressive. It did make a lot of money.
Yeah,
but it also had to spend a lot of money to make the money.
That's true.
What was that movie? Was that Ma? The one with the black lady who basically like befriended the kids. It had a budget. And a budget like I forgot what it's called, but she befriended them. She had a budget, and they only had a budget of $5,000, and it banked. It made like 3 times.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about it. I think it was Ma. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think Pirates of the Caribbean was like that too. Like Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't cheap to make, but people weren't expecting it to blow up as much as it did.
No.
No.
How old is Cameron though? He's got to beat up in age too. Will there even be an Avatar 4 by the time he passes away?
Cameron's going to be like George R.R. Martin writing Avatar 10, and people are waiting for it to come out.
So I want to know who's taking over Avatar after he passes on.
Maybe one of his 5 or 6 ex-wives. I don't know.
It'll be Spielberg.
Well, I know it won't be one of his ex. There was like that one year at the Academy Awards where one of his ex-wives beat him out for Best Director for Hurt Locker, I think. So, which was a really good movie. Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. So, yeah. Not much going on.
Ant-Man 3 filmmakers didn't want a goofy villain for Kang.
Oh, dude, I didn't see this. They're making another one.
Quiet Place Day. Is this going to have John Krasinski? Are they?
I hope so.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
John Krasinski celebrated the beginning of Quiet Place spinoff chapter 1.
So I did you do one Quiet Place with the Let's see what magic.
Cool. So the directors of A Quiet Place have a new movie coming out. I think it's in April or May. But it's Adam Driver on a planet with dinosaurs, and it looks awesome.
Dude, I'm really happy for John Krasinski's career, man. He was on.
I am too.
I thought that after The Office, that was it.
Mm-hmm. Well, for a lot of actors on The Office, it was it. I mean, Pam and the little blonde girl, like all they have now is they do a podcast, which is fun, but they haven't blown up to like that level. Even Steve Carell, like, what does he do now? He voices Gru.
Yeah.
Like he kind of dropped off.
To you,
Dwight
man.
dropped off. Yeah.
A part to you. I would voice acting. I would rather do voice acting than just do physical acting, because voice acting, you come in, you do the emotion, you read the lines, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a little more challenging. It's different than what you know. But as Kevin Conroy said, it's stage acting, but you're by yourself, and you know.
Well, plus voice actors. I mean, you're in this pandemic-y world. Voice acting is more solid and easier to get gigs, I guess, than movie acting.
I agree, but Emily Blunt does not want to be Sue Storm.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
She does not like superhero movies.
Unless she's just saying that to pull all of her legs.
I hope so. Honestly, I really hope.
I think the two of them. I think the two of them would crush it. Jay, that's the best Fantastic Four take you've had all night. I'm proud of you. Ash says a totally Ash thing. Truthfully, I'm more interested in seeing Avatar 2 again than I am Ant-Man. And I'm not unexcited for... Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ash was pretty excited about Ant-Man. And then Ash says she's too old to play Sue. I don't know. I saw her in... What was the movie I saw recently that she was in? It's not Day After Tomorrow. It's the one with Tom Cruise. Is it Live, Die, Repeat? Yeah. Wow, Rhaegar. Wow. Yeah. Heart of Ice.
Yeah, and it was Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. That's what it was. Yeah.
And Rhaegar
that one. Yeah.
Rhaegar coming off as
cold as ice.
We call him Dragar.
Dragar. Yeah, for real, man. Golly. Have some emotion. Did you not shed a tear in Guardians 2? I shed several tears in Guardians 2, actually. Guardians 2, actually, Guardians 2, a lot of people sleep on, but Guardians 2 made me like really emotional.
These comments dance here.
Even better than Greek mythology. That's funny. I'm gonna scroll down here.
Shakespeare can't read.
The great bard. Rhaegar says, what?
So did James Cameron direct Romeo and Juliet yet? We do that.
Romeo didn't? No, he didn't do Romeo.
There was a Leonardo DiCaprio movie, but it wasn't James Cameron.
No, that was Romeo plus Juliet. That was like a modern retelling of it, I think.
Here.
Ash, I disagree. I would rather middle-aged superheroes than obnoxious teen superheroes. Right. I mean, if you want America Chavez and Kate Bishop and all those guys, then go ahead. But I'd rather middle-aged ones.
If these guys have a first run copy, they may be able to close the original film in first terms of quality. Most prints out there are 4th and 10th generation, which will show deterioration in quality. I guess she's talking about Avatar.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what she's talking about on that. Yeah. And then she says Lucas added more Star Wars with the Jabba scenes. They were originally shot with a human stand, but he couldn't do that with the Jabba effect at this time.
Yeah, originally Jabba was more humanoid. Actually, you even see that if you go through the Marvel Star Wars, Jabba isn't the giant slug.
Or if you just check out the reading, we have a playlist. Check out Star Wars readings.
There you go.
You get the first rough draft reading with Zach and Puppeteen. And then you get the rest of everybody else coming in and doing the issue 1 again.
Yeah, go watch the remaster version. That one's better. Rhaegar agrees with me. Give me older Fantastic Four. I think it works. If you have them go into the quantum realm and they've been stuck there all this time, or the negative zone rather, and they've been stuck there for all that time, they age while they're in there. Like you can have them go in there young and they come out older. I think it works. Storytelling purposes, I like it.
Cater and Bigelow, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be into.
Wait, what? Bigelow? Kate Blanchett? Oh, Cater. Oh, that's one of James Cameron's exes, I think.
Oh,
that was the lady who directed Hurt Locker.
Sequel wasn't as good as the first one. Maybe because a character was not in it from the first one. I didn't care for it.
That plot twist in the first one. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like Kate Blanchett for Jean Grey, Rhaegar. I don't know about that one. Of course, I also just don't like Jean Grey.
What's wrong with the actress that was they killed off in Dark Phoenix? The first class one?
So many. She was the most boring character in Game of Thrones. Let's make her the most powerful X-Men. Thanks, Fox.
Oh yeah, I saw what happened to the girl with John Blunt. His name is not John Blunt.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
No.
The dagger.
Yeah.
Out of context, I was just like, dang.
She actually ended up marrying him in real life. I think they're married in real life. She would actually probably be a better Jean Grey than the actress they got.
Now he stabs her with a different dagger.
Oh, God. Anyway, Rhaegar says resurrect Patrick Stewart. No, let Patrick Stewart rest. Please, let Patrick Stewart rest. Get somebody else. Ramsay Bolton. Yeah, that guy was a dick. Ramsay Bolton. Actually, Ramsay Bolton was the reason I was looking forward to the Inhuman show. Because when they announced that they cast him to play Maximus the Mad, I was like, this guy can do it. Because this guy is mad in Game of Thrones.
Speaking of a geriatric heroes, if we can have... Now, for those who've seen Black Adam, they show the original Atom Smasher, played by Henry Winkler.
He wasn't Atom Smasher. He was just the Atom.
Or Adam, whatever.
Yeah.
If we have the original, right now they want to do Blue Beetle now with the young Jaime Reyes.
Yeah,
I would love to see an older retired Ted Kord in there, like him retiring.
Yes,
yes,
but not.
No, I want to see Nathan Fillion as Ted Kord, but the point where he's calling it quits, and then Jaime comes on, so he has to take him as a mentor.
So. Rumors were going around for a while that they had Jason Sudeikis playing Ted Kord. I like Jason Sudeikis a little bit more than Nathan Fillion.
I'm sorry.
For Ted Kord.
I'm sorry.
Why not have Jason Sudeikis play an older Ted Kord, and then Nathan Fillion can play Booster Gold? There you go. We both win.
I would rather have Ryan Reynolds as Booster Gold in DC Universe.
Well, they're not going to get him to play Booster Gold. I don't think so. Not if he's playing Deadpool. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't see him.
Is there a clause saying they can't work for DC in a movie while they're also doing a Marvel movie?
There's probably one saying, hey, if we give you a DC movie and you mess it up horrifically to where it's a meme for decades, we're not going to invite you back. And he did that with Green Lantern.
to be fair, that most people who hated Green Lantern probably didn't even watch Green Lantern.
I was really bad. I didn't hate it, but I was really disappointed.
So why I hear from Green Lantern, why it was awful, is because the Cloud Monster at the end. That's all I ever hear about. Well, guess what? Fantastic Four did that at Marvel.
The Cloud Monster wasn't even the part that I hated the most. It was disappointing, but it wasn't the part that I hated the most. I hated the most the costume. The whole CGI costume thing. I'm sorry. You're going to tell me that we can get a practical Iron Man suit, but you can't give me just like a normal like spandex or leather Green Lantern suit. You got to make it. And look, when I talked about over reliance on CGI. Green Lantern over relied on CGI. Like it was. And also, I don't like Ryan Reynolds for Hal Jordan. If you want him to play like Kyle Rayner,
yeah,
I think he fits more of the Kyle Rayner archetype. Hal Jordan definitely would have been better served.
That is true. Nathan Robert Downey Jr. was 43 years old and he jump started the Marvel Universe as Tony Stark, an older Tony Stark. He wasn't a young kid. Tony Stark.
True.
I honestly now, if they wouldn't have had Robert Downey Jr., I honestly, with all the reboots, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in a young Tony Stark. You know, if they do anything like that.
Look, honestly, that's what I would do. I would say, look, no retiring off this character just because the actor's getting old. Just recast them. Just like with T'Challa. Recast the guy. How many actors have played Batmans and none of the normies are bothered by it?
You hear that, guys? You can just get any black guy to play T'Challa.
I didn't say any black guy. I just said you can recast. How many Hulks? How many Spider-Mans? How many Supermans have we had? We can have more than one Iron Man. It's just a matter of casting the right character, the right actor.
So here's how you solve the whole problem of recasting people and people being upset. You just don't have they just need their masks on.
Well, no, nobody wants that.
Actually, we all want that. We all want that. That's the biggest play with. That was the biggest complaint we have for. Besides, there's a lot of stuff for Halo TV series, but the biggest thing we don't want to see Master Chief's face.
Well,
So
with Master Chief, that's character specific.
I feel that with Spider-Man, he should not be 90% of the movie without a mask on.
Oh, if he's Peter Parker, he shouldn't have a mask
If
on.
he's going around as Peter Parker, but not in a costume where he's just wearing the costume, but has his mask
But
off.
see, the thing is, these are actors, and
I
they
know,
want
and
their faces have to be
and
seen.
this is why I always say I prefer animated movies over live action superhero movies.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because I don't have to deal with the divas. Oh, you got to show my face. People know I'm in the movie. Dude, they can hear your voice. They know you are. You can have
you know who doesn't wear a mask? The Fantastic Four.
Doctor Strange doesn't wear one either.
That's true.
CW Flash is a better example of what RBD is saying.
What is it you're saying?
Where Barry Allen.
Oh, taking the mask off. Oh, yeah.
Constantly out of the mask, out of the costume.
Didn't Stephen Amell do that with Arrow? No, he always had the mask on.
He had the eye paint on stuff, you know.
Yeah, it was painted on. Yeah, you're right.
It took Barry Allen to basically create a thing for that. I was like, really? He couldn't have just done it himself?
Domino mask. Yeah. So, yeah.
Can you imagine if Green Arrow would have just went to like Party City, got one of those Mardi Gras masks, spray painted green? There you go. At least he has it on there.
Yeah, Sue Storm does not wear a mask, Rhaegar. Nothing. No, she doesn't wear a mask. Maybe like the storyline where she was Malice, maybe she did. Never mind. He says Sue's mask is that she pretends to love Reed when she really has eyes for Namor.
Excuse me?
No, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm taking a stand.
It's Namor.
Actually, if somebody had bid on that Fantastic Four roast comic book, they would have seen a whole panel where Namor was roasting and like flirting at Sue.
Yeah, talk about judging a book by its cover.
I know. The interior art is so much better.
I guarantee if he would have shown up the interior of that book, people would have looked at it and actually would have.
You had like Klaus Janson art in there. Like, good Lord. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Cheap. Maybe it wasn't cheap. Maybe it was one of the bigger dogs. I don't remember.
The heads-up display HUD for Iron Man made sense in the MCU. It had precedence in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
I just don't get the whole we have to retire. We can never have Steve Rogers again because Chris Evans is too old or wants to do other things. Just recast. Look, the way I see it, if you have an artist on a book, like if Marco Cicchetto is on Daredevil and Marco Cicchetto leaves and you get another artist to come in, you know he's not going to look exactly the same. He's going to look similar, but he's not going to look exactly the same. It's the same thing with actors. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion.
All right, so
we've
been going for 3 hours and 17 minutes.
Could have watched the Lord of the Rings movie and all that time.
I could have walked somewhere for 3 hours, and it would have been the same as Lord of the Rings.
No, I don't have the energy to school you on Lord of the Rings on Tolkien. Who is Mark Cicchetto? Says Rhaegar. Well, actually, his name is Mark Cicchetto. Is how Vinkman says it.
We call him Mr. Cheeto.
Mr. Cheeto. Chester Cheeto.
Marco Cicchetto.
I want.
And actually, the reason I say it because I wasn't the one that coined that phrase. That was Evil
Skip?
Black Cat.
Evil Black Cat. Oh, okay. I thought it was Skip for some reason.
All right, so if you guys haven't already done so, I know you guys are regulars, but those who are also watching, because we have 10 people watching here. Which is
really cool. Wow. Thanks, guys.
I thought you guys would have dipped off as soon as the comic book screens were off. They're like, oh, we're gone.
Bye, guys.
I have fun talking with you guys on here, too. I feel like I should have been selling you some books since it feels like an option.
Let's see. I'll reach down here. We've got... Batman. I don't know why I had this. I just pulled a brain. I just reached down and pulled out a book.
I was gonna say you feel like a brain. Pull the brain and your back's out.
No, pull my back out while pulling out a book. Yeah.
Yeah. This stream is as long as Avatar 2, but more entertaining.
Oh, nobody said the more entertaining part.
Well, I haven't had the P once yet, so it's great. So it's another plus. I said, yeah, dude. If you guys, dude, if you, those of you who haven't been talking or were watching or just in the background, we love that you guys do that. You don't, if you want to after stream, leave a comment. Let us know what we talked about tonight. Did you like the books we talked about? Our top 5. Do you agree with them? Do you have other books? I thank you for Ash participating with this. Undead Quinn always every week, dude, do as well, showing us your books, what you're getting. Just let us know in the comments. Because what I can do is I can also keep track of what you guys are getting, and then on Thursday nights, if you join us, same time, 8 p.m. Central, we go over books and we could find out which books are still in our top 5, and if they've changed order or if they're even gone from our top 5. So it's really cool, and I love interacting with you guys here too. You guys help us, building this channel slowly. And with that being said, if you haven't already done so, click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for the person who's jumped on, number 11. We're ending right now, and if you want to help with the channel, you can do it by sharing out the channel, the links and stuff, or sharing with your friends, word of mouth, or go into the Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/Palpatine. Basically, we ask where does the money go to? Well, here's the first thing. You only have to give $1 if you want to. You don't have to do it anymore. You don't have to do this every week. You can do a one-time payment if you want to. The money goes to basically helping us as far as going to paying for the StreamYard, which is like $20-25 a month. And then also, if you want to, the money will go towards basically paying for the readings we do right here, which we do our yearly apps with the Marvel and the DC app. Palpatine is paying that horrendously high bill all by himself. And
guy's literally getting shaken down for change. It has to fall out of his little. He is
getting shafted so hard under the bridge, and it's not criminal. And hardly getting any money. So if you can help him out too, we'd also, and we know Breen's getting up there in age, so we want to pay for his medicine too. We gotta get his pills and his pudding fund. So.
Oh goodness.
All right. So, and also you guys help me pay for bad books too. All right, because if I gotta pay, you gotta pay then.
We gotta read them. You gotta support our bad habits. That's right.
All right, so thank you for coming in here, Judy. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for being here. You're never invisible. I will make sure the next time we are reading, I'll try to get Palpatine to give you a wrench.
You just got a wrench last night on each channel, actually, I think.
Yeah. I can't give out wrenches on here. So far, actually, if anything, the only people who have wrenches on this channel, I think, is Zach. Do you have a wrench? No.
Do I have a wrench?
I don't think you do.
Let me find out.
Not even Eric has a wrench on this. I gotta go all the way to the top.
Here. I have a wrench.
You do? Okay. So basically, Zach and Marani are the only 2 people who have wrenches other than me and yeah. But that being said, hope you guys had fun. We'll see you on there is gonna be a review. No, well, yeah, for us. The puppets have 3 freaking reviews. 4, we actually think about it. There's the Winchesters, there is the Flash returning, season premiere of the final season. Then there's also review of Kung Fu, the new season.
Is that show still going?
Still going strong, kicking ass. Then the other one is Bad Batch. You and Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine, and his Lolo minion Zach.
Empire Strikes Zach. Yep, that's right. We do have our Bad Batch stream. So that'll be around 9:30, I believe, tomorrow night. So
check out check out the streams. So we have a lot of streams around. And for those who watch them replays, thank you, Marania. You can also check out the Fossils too. Fossils are live tomorrow too. So what you want to do? You want to check out the old men talking about books from when they were kids? But yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on. Thursdays again here, we're gonna be doing the 8:00 p.m. Central. We're gonna be doing the best books of the week, and then on Friday there is gonna be a retrospective on Superman Red Sun, 3-issue little miniseries. And then after that, it's still up the air. We might do a reading, but we're trying to get the other creators back on. We're trying to get Aaron Sparrow, All Eagle Aaron Sparrow come on, along with Joe Corallo and Dolan come back on, and just talk about what they're doing and have a little chill stream. But who knows? But like I said, keep us subscribed. If you get the mobile, click the bell so you get notifications. PC, enable notifications, or just check back. But yeah, thank you for showing up, guys, and have a good night.
All right, take it easy, guys.